It's a great day for some Overwatch, and we are happy to oblige. Welcome back to the Kunoichi Kommotion Tournament, the NA Open Division. Don't be fooled by what's down there in that lower third. We're in North America, and it couldn't be North America without even just a little bit of North America production. Just kidding, we love our producer very, very much. But that is NA. Hey, in my ear. In my ear. We've got two incredible teams, and we've got two incredible casters, or at least one with my co-caster Loki over there. Loki, welcome onto the stream.
Well, hello. Could not be more excited to be here. It's been a long time since the last Kunoichi, and this is a great way to start our bracket. Two incredible teams. We've got Green Fortnite and Mind Equal Control. Both of these rosters, both very stacked and very wide. They're bringing a lot of different players into this, a lot of different flexibility, and a lot of different names you will recognize. Whether you're a first-time attender to Kunoichi, you've been watching Ka all this time, and now we're here, or whether you've been a Kunoichi mainstay, Green Fortnite. You can see their main starting roster right here. Sawhill, absolutely insane tank. Halo, a name that you should know. Sniper, though, usually the tank for this team, moved over to that healing position. I imagine we're going to see them on the flex support like that picture shows right there. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they play in that slot.
Yeah, and this is a very elite team. I mean, anyone who's seen any amount of Calling All Heroes in the past year knows this lineup and knows it by heart. Bun, Wisp, Sawhill, Halo, Sniper. Sniper definitely that question mark in terms of popping onto that second support, but Bun and Wisp on the DPS duo is a deadly, dynamic team. Halo on the Lucio has been elite, not just this entire tournament, but for almost a year straight, and incredible main support. Sawhill on the tank, and that's not to mention, like you said, with the depth of this team, how much flexibility they're leaving on the bench. You're talking players like Azure, you're talking players like Bun and X10, you're talking Bailey Pizza Penguin also on the bench for some reason. The actual Calling All Heroes staff member, Bailey Pizza Penguin, also on the roster of Green Fortnite. The depth and talent is insane.
I mean, I think X10 is one of, if not the best hit scan you're gonna find in Calling All Heroes, and to see them riding the bench to start us out today, Green Fortnite has something cooking that we're not privy to, and I could not be more excited to see it. I mean, it's just, this entire team is just living highlight reels. Every single one of them able to step up and make the play when they are needed. They all put pressure to allow everyone else to be set up for that nature, and I don't think it's going to be any different today. As we look at Mind Equals Controlled, though, again, more names that you should recognize, maybe not to the caliber that we see on Green Fortnite, but still incredibly impressive. Azu, the big standout one for me. Again, I'm going to be looking at that flex support. It's a DPS meta right now, but that flex support still can control a lot. Any kind of consistency you can get out of that Kiriko in the backline is going to just speed you along, because it's going to allow these star DPS players that we've got, Kyrgyzstan and Keimer, able to step up and finish down all those low health targets. And especially if we see the Winston like Keegan's looking for it today, having that baller support line is going to be so important to make sure everyone stays alive and we get the damage off that we need.
Completely. And KJ as well, that's my big exclamation mark. That is, if you somehow have intense tunnel vision and you can only watch one player, KJ is the one to watch on this roster. Because like you said, it is such a DPS meta that if you can't have your Sojourn pop off, if you can't have those big plays, especially going up against Green Fortnite, especially going up against that roster that is so incredibly well consolidated. That roster of Green Fortnite is a timeless super team. Mind Equals Controlled, a bit of names from all across the scene. They'll have to really come together around KJ if they want a shot to take them down.
Yeah, and the name that we're not seeing on this starting lineup for Mind Equal Control is Phone at the moment. Probably another one of these big, huge standout DPS. I believe they're playing Collegiate right now. So Later in this tournament, we should see Phone most likely come into the lineup. For right now, we're not going to have them up, obviously, because of that. So if we get to a map 3, maybe we can have the Ringer come in, Phone to save the day on the last ocean. But most likely for this first map, we're not going to be able to get to them. Round 1, though, the main thing we're looking at is going to be that Busan map type. This I find so incredibly interesting because it allows for a lot of different tank variation. Obviously, you have Mecha Base where you're going to probably play Brawl. You have Downtown where you're going to probably play Winston, as we saw in that starting lineup. But then we have that last map, Drum, which is always kind of a question mark about how you want to play it and what comp you want to play. And so I think that will show us very early on what comps and what style these teams want to lean towards. Early on right now, Green Fortnite pulling out the Maga. I don't know that they'll keep that. I really hope they do. I love Maga in comp, especially when you run it with the Venture, but it actually looks like Mind Eagle Control is going to be the one pulling out the Venture, so they've got the more aggressive comp at their back. That big Brawl healing out of the Baptiste, so Mind Eagle Control looking to take the fight right to Green Fortnite to get it started.
Yeah, Mind Equals Control are going to be really aggressive, and you can already see that aggression coming out as Bun taking that off angle. Going to have some pressure thrown on top of them by Skill Issue. A lot of damage that can come out from that Venture with that left click, right click, left click combo, killing any 200 HP target. But Skill Issue is going to be the first to go down. That would be Keimer's the first to go down. And Halo's gonna run through Azu on the Baptiste, and it's a quick fight with Halo being the standout player.
I love the mind games, the call out here to lock the Cassidy to start us out here, call out the Venture, be able to have that counter pick on this very first match. That is scouting and comfort at work right now. Green Fortnite now with a really, really strong choke is going to be able to hopefully just lock this down and allow no entry here from Mind.
And a lot of cooldown has to use here. Azu with the first ult on the board, and it's going to be Halo going in a bit too aggressive, getting caught out by KJ. Who else but Azu can equalize on 4v4. Bun going incredibly aggressive. There's the burrow. Oh, but can't find that final blow in the end. So Mind Equals Control back to the drawing board.
Now that fight is exactly how Green Fortnite is looking to take these. They're not expecting to win the engage, they're expecting to win the re-engage. So you see them giving up that space, using the gates, crashing back in. The rotate here from Mind Control, hoping to open up a little bit more space to play with as we enter this fight. But it looks like Green Fortnite's called it out, and we are right here ready to go.
And the Terror Surge is going to be scary, nearly finds the pick onto Azu. KJ trying to reclaim some space with his overclock, but the beat from Halo is getting so incredibly locked down. Even the Deadeye can't find much in the way of space. Green Fortnite just denying this choke so effectively. There goes the Terror Surge from Keegan. Finds much. The Venture going so low. Multiple Mind Equals Control members low. Going to get traded out. They lose Azu, and that's a big hit there. Even now in a 3v3 for Mind Control. Sahel finding that early pick. It's gonna be Keegan just close, being taken out by Sahel. Mind Equals Control beaten back. Can he even recover a huge pick from the Venture?
Probably what they need. This is the entry. With that Cassidy down, the flanks are wide open. There's nothing to stop Keimer from just going hard in. With that ult as well, this is going to be massive. The Blancs to the point, actually, they're not taking the team fight.
They're not taking the team fight. Oz is going to go down for it. Bow Spirit goes off the point. And now the Tectonic Shock. KJ finding 2 picks and keeping Mind Equals Control in the round.
Heroic effort there to keep it alive, but you start to worry, it's too little too late. Green Fortnite at this point, fully locked and loaded on those ults. You have the Sojourn and the Gates and the beat coming up from Mind Controlled, but one little imperfection is going to be all they need. This Mind Controlled comp, it's a lot better at taking space than it is at holding it. They're going to have to try and force Green Fortnite into an interesting area here. It looks like Bud is hard on the flank right now.
Hard on the flank and doesn't get any picks from it. Deadeye over top is gonna find Keimer. A massive kick, taking out that bench, picking up the off-angle pressure. AJ needs something big with the overclock, needs a massive amount of kills. Can they find it? No, in fact, Sawhill's gonna find them with the Terra Surge. Terra Surge thrown in onto Sawhill. Point flipped over to Green Fortnite. Bind equals control. They're gonna pounce right on top of that, take it right back, but they feed the high ground. In doing so, beat has to be used just to keep the Orisa up and standing. Halo still maintains that beat, is ready to use it for the aggression, pushes in right onto the Orisa, Bun with the follow-up, and now it's Macabre getting taken down. Sawhill right on the Doomfist, coming back quick as a ribbon. And Sawhill, another on the Doomfist, pushes through, and finally, with Bun getting two with the Pulse Bomb, sadly one being themselves, it's just gonna be Keegan on the Doomfist, cleaning up, getting cleaned up, I should say, on point, still staying alive. Heroic plays by Keegan, but it just won't be enough in the end. A heroic fight, but a futile one in the end, as Green Fortnite take round one.
I love how patient this Green Fortnite team is. You saw there, they take their engagement. They know that it's not going to go quite the way they want to. They lose more people than they're really ready for, but it doesn't matter. They keep the pressure on. They know that they have restricted mind control to a point. At least one person for that team always has to be on the objective. So if you take the fight off of the objective, you've got a little bit more space, a little bit more people to play around, and they pace that perfectly, waiting just long enough. They get the better beat, they find the good re-engage onto a Keegan that doesn't have any abilities, and just like that, they are in. Wisp and Halo are doing such a good job right now at shutting down Keimer. They just can't find an entry. It has nothing to do with them. It is entirely the DPS boxing at their opponent, and now we see Comp versus Comp, different ideas on how to solve this downtown, as Green Fortnite is not willing to give up the brawl here.
That's a really interesting play, as Bun is going to take out KJ on the long angle. Now the Tracer 1v1. Bun going to recall and step away, wait for a more advantageous position. Keegan getting hit from all sides, going to get taken down, and it's Wisp rolling through. It's the dynamic DPS duo we were talking about at the start. You cannot forget about Bun and Wisp.
Bun's just a janitor. They're cleaning up all of the messes that everyone else is leaving out for him right now. Every single low health target, the moment you're under 50%, Bun is coming for you, and they have shut down Keimer and KJ about it. They have no entry, and you can see it now. Just slide forced out for nothing from Bun. That's 2 dashes for one of the best abilities in the game.
One of the best abilities in the game, and just how terrified the DPS of Mind Equals Controlled have to be of Bun on this Tracer. And Bun has just been outpaced in terms of the ult economy by Wisp on the Cassidy, already up to the Deadeye, gonna pop it immediately and finds the pick onto Macabre. Why not at this point? Now pushing out the Tracer. Keimer's gonna go down, and hello Bun, just gonna fan the hammer on your friend.
I mean, hey, you gotta give him the little love tap, right? The little 6 shots to know that I care about you. Oh no, this game.
No way.
Looking for the extra credit. They wanted the spot door touch.
Pain. Yo, you can't do this to them.
I mean, hey,
Fortnite.
It's a good play. It changes up the tempo. They're not ready for it, clearly. I mean, you get an extra time on the clock about it.
What? Oh, the aggressive Terror Surge from Sawhill. Sawhill cannot be allowed to live. Sawhill is not allowed to live there, thankfully. But still, that's a lot of ults to be invested. The Pulse Bomb thrown in as well. Green Fortnite, I hope you guys have marked that down on your taxes as a charitable donation of ultimates.
Yeah, I mean, the vision's there. They're trying to change the pace. They're trying to set up something new, keep mind control off of, even footing. But issue is, when you do it twice in a row and you way overcommit your tank, it's a little bit easy to counter out now. And so now mind control, they do invest a primal in just staying alive here, but the ult advantage far in their favor. But the beat gets forced out for almost nothing because Keegan just can't stay alive.
And Halo gets the better beat by far, and Green Fortnite's gonna take full advantage, run right through, and that's all it takes to get that fight win at this high of a level. Is just a bit better of a beat, and they win it.
I mean, they're just Keegan is having no chance to stay alive during any of this. Like they're getting forced out before they even get their jump through, and so because of that, there's just no pacing for mind control right now. The DPS, KJ and Keimer just can't put up the damage they need to. They're getting utterly shut out. That means everyone can just focus Keegan.
No,
and there's the extra credit.
no.
Gates is out. Shots are through. I don't think we're gonna see a touch here for mind controlled.
Disgusting.
Oh my god,
Wisp.
touch comes through.
Wisp
Wisp
is-
is just dancing on the
Wisp
point.
is
This is
killing
just
people in
style.
spawn. Wisp is killing people in spawn. In spawn, at the spawn door, going, who can I see peeking around the corner? Take a bow, Wisp. You've surely earned it. Bun gonna come up with play of the game. But Green Fortnite, there's such a reason that Timeless Ethereal in Calling All Heroes were the dominant force that they are. It's that somehow, some way, whenever you talk about one of these DPS, it feels like you're doing the other a disservice. You talk about Bun, and you're like, oh, Bun is amazing. Bun is a great DPS. And it's like, but Wisp, though. You're not talking about Wisp. Also, it's two of the greatest DPS in the scene in one package, and in a DPS meta, they can do what they want.
Yeah, and they work together so incredibly well based on able to switch off the roles that they take. Because at any given time, Bun is diving in, forcing mistakes, forcing cooldowns, forcing out of position or over aggression, that then we can see the other DPS take them down, or vice versa. We're seeing that Cassidy sit on the angle, pump in damage, make all of these low health targets, and then we get to see Bun diving in, taking the extra time, taking that extra aggression, and cleaning up all of the low health targets. At any given time, one of these DPS is forcing mistakes, forcing cooldowns, and the other is cleaning up, and they switch through it so flawlessly. The moment one person changes and starts focusing a DPS, starts trying to mark out one of these DPS a little bit more than the other one immediately steps up, ready to play and ready to dive in. The flexibility from both of these DPS is insane, and as a result, there's just no entry from the other team's deeps. Like KG and Keimer just can't step up. There's nothing they can do right now, and as a result, it's throwing all of that damage on to Keegan, who's just taking all of this force, because Bun and Cassidy aren't allowed at any point. Like Wisps and it's just doing such a good job at forcing out these DPS that there's no other damage coming through. They don't have to focus anywhere else. Just shoot the Winston, make life easy. And as a result, here we are on a pretty clean map where Green Fortnite right now feels like the student in math class who gets it 100% on every test and then does the extra credit as well. They performed perfectly and then did the little extra. They got to touch the spawn door. They got to style a little bit. Like, Green Fortnite's just doing everything you want from them and more.
Everything you want and more. And that is the advantage of how Green Fortnite are playing it, and how it seems as though they'll be playing it going into Calling All Heroes with this new circuit, is that they're going to keep most of, if not all, of this Timeless team. And maybe even with, they picked up Azure as well from the other Timeless team that was incredibly dominant throughout the Calling All Heroes circuit, picking them up and moving through. You have these teams that either have worked together as a team for the entire time or have been a part of the same org for most of, if not the entirety of Calling All Heroes, the 2023 circuit. And now moving into 2024, you have a scary team. And that's not to say that Mind Equals Controlled are slouches in any aspect of the word. They're elite as well, but they are a group of 5 elite players. And Green Fortnite is a team of 5 elite players and just an elite team on their own. The coordination is on a whole nother level, and just their understanding of each other's playstyles is on a level heretofore being in the Calling All Heroes scene. And that's the advantage of this new system of having a yearly tournament, of having teams form.
I mean, you're seeing the thesis right now about why you shouldn't break up after one tournament. Like,
Yeah.
this is just a huge team diff from Green Fortnite right now. They all know exactly what everyone is doing. Wisp knows exactly when Bun needs help. Bun knows exactly when Wisp needs help. Sawhill is able to, trust in their support lane completely. This is just the exact reason why you should keep your teams together, play together as much as possible, and not break up at any point. As we go into this next time, we are going to see Brawl coming up from both of these teams, which hopefully puts Mind Control in a little bit of a better spot. Brawl is typically the more solvable one on a macro level, where like it shortens the team diff a little bit. You don't have to deal as much, that difference in dive, that chemistry problem in dive. Everyone knows how to play Brawl. You run it down, you be aggressive, you kill things. And right as I say that, Green Fortnite has swapped to the dive, actually, bringing out Wisps on the Pharah as well. And right as I say that, we are right back on capacity. Never mind.
Bait used to be believable, Loki, and now here we are. Unbelievable bait. And it's so sad. I don't like what I'm seeing in the world today, Loki. And what I'm seeing in the world is Wisp hitting massive headshots. KJ getting taken down. Oh, Wisp 2, chasing down more, calling all heroes spray. Just getting all the side quests.
Yeah, I mean, they're on an adventure. They've got their own thing going on. No concern at all from Wisps right now. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's got the power in the gun, and he's running through everything, even with Sawhill on the Winston, not providing that upfront tank damage. Wisp right now looks like their own off tank, able to make their own space, play for their own shots, and there's so little that can stop him right now.
There's so little. And Bun as well. Anytime that you focus on one, you leave yourself open for the other, but Bun's gonna get found out, goes in a touch too aggressive. Sawhill with the jump in. KJ gets taken out, and even 4v4 now. And with some ults on the board for Green Fortnite and a quick respawn to come through, well, Wisp is gonna have a darn shooting time. Gonna get stunned up by the javelin, but retreat behind a corner. And this Kitsune Rush effectively zoned away, not a lot of value out of it. Incredible coordination from Green Fortnite, and there goes the Pulse Bomb. There goes KJ, right back to spawn with you there. No play in the game for you, Sojourn.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the start of that fight. I find really, really interesting because, yeah, Bun over-aggresses, they're fishing for something, and they don't get a catch. But the thing is, they time it so incredibly well because they know, hey, Cart's pushing, my team's in a safe position. There's no reason not to fish right now. Even if I die, I'll be right back in time. And sure enough, they are. The rest of Green Fortnite paces it perfectly. And with this Cart rolling along, Wisp is pushing it, and nobody is even on them because Keegan has the back door to the team.
Yeah, and Halo was in spawn. Halo went to third point. Wisp very low. Gonna get slammed, but the beat's there to keep them alive. Halo, incredibly timed. Wisp was so low, and Sawhill's gonna clean up 4. But what an incredible beat. I just find myself I'm inspired by this team and how incredibly skilled they are.
The positioning from Sawhill there is insane. She just kites over, lets Keegan walk under her, and then dives onto the back there with no resistance. Because why would you expect a Winston to be there? There's no reason for that to happen. And so Sawhill is just utterly free right now.
It's so free, and KJ has been struggling this entire time. Keegan having to run away, the beat going out just to keep Keegan up. Bun does eventually go down. Sawhill with the nano is going to be pumping out the damage. Not a lot of picks out there for Green Fortnite. Maybe this is where it stops for them. KJ going to get hit with the Magnade. A bit of pullback for Green Fortnite. A swap onto the May. I can hear Willowtron laughing in the distance.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, well, here's the gate to switch up the pace. Already trying to take a fight right back to him. Mind Control here just wants to continue to build on any advantage they can right now. I don't know if they're going to super find what they want to, though. No, just full reset here from Green Fortnite. And then as we go in again, I'm so ready for the dive Winston brawl that we've got going on right now.
I'm so excited as Styles going so aggressive. Wisp uses the Deadeye, but just can't keep pace with how aggressive that Green Fortnite is being. There goes the anti-nade catching two. Sniper's been catching two with these anti-nades time and again. KJ gonna get taken down in the end. Sawhill escapes alive. Barely, but escapes alive. Sniper does get caught out. That's going to be the end of the push there. You have to be perfect, and sadly they did catch out Sniper. Ooh, Bun's gonna get staggered out very tightly. And wait, what? They're just chilling. They're just warming up by the fire.
You want to make s'mores? You know, camp in a little bit, have a nice time.
Keegan does not enjoy your s'mores. Keegan is allergic to chocolate. And
okay.
no s'mores. No s'mores by Keegan.
No camp out this weekend. We're gonna have to reschedule the fishing trip for Green Fortnite apparently. And as we get set up once again, Sawhill here is just doing an insane job. I mean, they're 1v4ing the backline, it feels like, every time, so the rest of Green Fortnite has switched comps to just brawl out the Orisa and take the 4v Orisa, and didn't seem to win on that last fight super well as Wisp spawned before we get going, but at the end of the day, I mean, it just looks so clean time and time again. Here, once again, Orisa separated. I don't know that they're going to be able to find too much off of it, though.
No, not really. They're really stuck in their tracks here. Halo getting taken down. Mind Equals Controlled have a lot of momentum now. They could start holding. Oh, they lose Macabre. They're going to have to back up. The Blizzard gets thrown in the end.
Doesn't catch anyone, but not to worry. Green Fortnite's going to make advantage of that space. They're already pushing back in. They know they're one up, and they're not willing to see that fade away.
No, and a huge sleep onto Keegan. Keegan might be really caught out. Beat from Halo is only going to land on themselves. And Sawhill, she doesn't get much else, and it's going to be taken full advantage of by Mind Equals Controlled. Wisp taken out in the back line, and oh, the rest of Green Fortnite in a bit of trouble, and Keegan, high DPI there.
I've been talking about, look at Saw here, able to 1v4 and really pressure the backline. Well, that's finally starting to get called out. Mind Control has just gone, if you're going to send the Winston into the backline, we're just going to run straight past him onto the rest of your uncovered team, and thus far, it's working out for them. Just pick on the Venture, trying to give Sawhill a little bit more help on that dive, be able to get in and get back, grab that first damage before the rotate comes through. There's the first dig.
Not finding much, but is going to get themselves positioned on the high ground to really start taking advantage. Wisp has the Deadeye Nano onto Sawhill. Going to go very deep. There goes the Terra Surge, and it's gonna be Keimer getting two in the back, both DPS. And there's not much Green Fortnite can do when the Tracer is running wild. Green Fortnite, though, they're pushing in with Sawhill. Can they find that pick? They do take out Azu. It's just not enough. Keimer with 4.
Green Fortnite here has really stalled on this third point. They've got maybe one great fight left to run through here, and after that it's going to be just running to get to the point as fast as possible. Sawhill here is making the change to commit to this brawl, try and force out Keegan, but with the Widow on the back, it's gonna be a worse brawl for Green Fortnite. They're gonna have to rely on pure damage, especially with the support line that they're running. Oh, and Wisp knocks down Skill issue.
How dare you question Wisp, Loki? How dare you? Wisp is just gonna hit a headshot onto Keimer immediately. Don't be question Wisp. Now there goes the push. Keegan gonna take a lot of damage in the Kitsune Rush. Bun gonna dig up. Oh, barely stays alive.
They just don't touch.
They don't touch. Unfortunate. Unlucky even. They did have the Venture ult coming up, but Green Fortnite, they really started to spin their wheels in the mud there right at the end.
I mean, what a change of fate for Mind Equal Control. I mean, we figured, looking at those first 2 points, oh, you know, look at Green Fortnite having fun. This one's going to be capped, you know, check it off on the sheet. That's gone away. Once Mind Controlled was able to get their feet under them, really start looking for these good killbox engagements, they noticed, hey, Green Fortnite, they're selling out to the back line. Sawhill's going way too deep, and when they switch Bun to Venture, Bun's doing the same thing. We can just walk straight past him. There's nothing stopping us from walking onto an Ana at the end of the day. Oh, well, that's just rude. Wisp says, let's have a little bit of fun at the opening here. Green Fortnite, even with that Spectre of not full capping at their back, no reason to panic, still looking to have a great time. But Mind Equal controlled, sticking on this default comp, ready to take the fight to them. I think they need to continue working that aggressive style they had. Then once they started pushing the pace a little bit more, really started taking those fights faster than Green Fortnite could deal with the comp they were running, they started to have a much, much higher level of success and got the stop down. Had a 5-minute hold on third, nothing to scoff at all. They just need to turn that aggression onto the attack now, where they can't control the kill boxes quite as much as they did on third point.
Another massive anti-nade thrown out from Sniper, who's been quietly popping off this entire time. The Zarya looking to counter out that Orisa, but Mind Equal's controlled, might have a bit of wind in their sails like we've been talking about. Now pushing in with the Javelin spin, can't really displace the way they wanted to. Sawhill uses the bubble, bit of fire onto Wisp, trying to push them away. KJ finally finding some opening, and oh, KJ's gonna stick their foot in there and say, we're getting in. The point is gonna get ticked up. It's just the Zarya to try and contest. They're going to look to take them down, gonna take out Sniper just to take the support out from under them. KJ's gonna get taken down with the Widow. Can they get anything more? They can't land it. Macabre gonna take them down. Sawhill has staked their claim on the point, and Green Fortnite has a solid recontest.
I was gonna say fight's not over yet, but does look like Mind Control gonna give just that little bit of space, hit the neutral reset, and get everything back together. As the ults start to come online here, the big thing to look at, Mind Control absolutely has the better ult economy here. The ult they've got in their back pocket, much more powerful, and so they need to be running it off. That is Wisps is already down.
Keimer really starting to go very hard here. Oh, Keimer taken two, both the DPS. That's a trade you take. You take your one, you take a bit more. Now Sawhill in some danger as the point ticks up, and that point cap for Mind Equals controlled. They're gonna start rolling through. Not as fast as Green Fortnite, but maybe just as far.
I mean, still a good cap. Green Fortnite really has started to split off and isolate themselves a lot more with the picks they're going for here, and Mind Control is doing a really good job of staying together in the mid-fight and powering through all of the damage and mechanics Green Fortnite is throwing at them. We talked about having that team diff, that chemistry diff. Right now, Mind Control is showing it with a great rush in here.
It's a great Kitsune rush. A lot of damage getting thrown out. Fun. Not getting anything off of the Nano. The Zarya ult as well. And it's KJ the first to find a pick. Nothing coming through for a lot of the ults out of Green Fortnite. Only the pick from Wisp. But that's just going to be all she wrote for Green Fortnite. A huge change in the narrative.
And the whole time this cart's been moving as well. Like, that kill on skill issue, it's great. It's not going to stop this cart from moving along, though, especially with this all of the space that Mind Control has taken. Oh, big entry here from Sawhill. Is it going to get rewarded? Yes, it is.
And they're jumping on it. They're pushing forward. That's the brawl you want to see, especially with this new Reaper swap. They're pushing in aggressively, and they're chasing them around.
Widow here from Wisps, though. They've been finding their shots, but I've got to wonder at this point, do you just full commit to this brawl? Mind Control's full committed to it. The rest of Green Fortnite has full committed to it. But now they've got a little bit of a spicy assassin play. The Bun and Halo. They don't know. They don't know. Here it comes.
Oh. Halo gonna use the beat, both beats in fact coming out. KJ has this dead eye available as Mind Control looks to rotate to the point. They lose their Lucio, they lose their legs, they lose their speed. Bun gonna drop in on top of the anti-nade from Sniper, and not even the Javelin can keep them from the kills.
The mix-ups from Green Fortnite, something they've always been good at, even back on Timeless. They're continuing that nature here. Always keeping Mind Equal controlled on their toes. Say what you will, but Green Fortnite's mind definitely is not controlled, as a lot of the time this Mind team has no clue what the Fortnites are throwing out. Bun here has to Wraith early, but still, that Death Blossom in their back pocket. Bun has been able to show off with it before. I wonder, can she do it again with another spicy flank play? Oh,
I love how you... I love how you imply that, oh, the Death Blossom Bun gonna land onto Keimer. That's gonna be all for that ult. Not sure if it's enough, but Keegan going so low and no supports to state means they're prime target for Halo. And it is a great fight. And I love how you implied that the mascot of Green Fortnite is the Fortnites in one aggressive play, catching Mind Equals controlled on their reassembly.
Oh, it's absolutely the Fortnites. They're not the Greens, they're the Fortnites. Yeah. The Fortnites. They're the iPad kids playing Fortnites in class, right? That's what it is. Ooh. Oh god.
The Ozzy pick?
Oh, that's actually huge. That opens up so much space for Green Fortnite. So they have to pull back now. Mind control. They can go right in with this Gates as well. They can full commit on any single target they want to.
Yeah, they take Sniper off the high ground and off the field. KJ, though, is going to go down. Both EPS gone. Sahil in a bit of trouble. The Reaper chasing down Azu. Can they find something? Sahil goes off the map, but Azu's going to get taken down by the Reaper. That's not good. Bunge is just there. Now Wisp on the respawn. Bun gonna teleport right in place. He's gonna stand still for a little bit. Smell the flowers, but Green Fortnite still holding on. He can find the pick onto Wisp. Nano onto Bun. Can they find the picks off it? KJ is gonna go down. They're putting in the damage onto this Winston, but it's not as impactful as they might have liked. Wisp onto the Torbjorn. An interesting pick to say the least, but Keegan found out Bun, letting those shotguns ring out in the Death Blossom to seal the deal to take out Azu. And it's Macabre into some pressure.
Hey, extra credit.
There's the extra credit right onto the spawn door. And we thought that the narrative had turned. We thought that maybe, just maybe, Green Fortnite might have turned this around. But in fact, well, they aren't going to get the hammer kill, but they are going to start ticking up overtime. Sniper to Sawhill on the long range. Keegan and KJ do get some picks, but can they get the touch on point? They do get the touch on point. We thought this was over, but Keegan is not ready to go into that quiet night.
Gonna lie for just a little bit longer. Two big ults for Green Fortnite right now. That Zarya for possibly the Zarya 9 and Beat to keep everyone alive just long enough to get the Nano. Mind Control is gonna have to rely on their DPS here to step up in a crucial moment. KJ, they've got the overclock. They need to hit the shot onto the Reaper.
Oh, Macabre goes down, and the ults are gone. It's just Keimer with the Pulse Bomb. Can they find anything? No, they're gonna get taken out. It's devastating. Bun is just free to stand still on point. No evasion needed as they just wait. The Kitsune Rush goes down, and Mind Equals controlled. A valiant effort, a valiant fight. But all shall bow beneath the crown of Green Fortnite.
Yeah, that's a credit to Bun on that last play. Bun did a great job of recognizing it's the DPS that are gonna save the day right now. If anyone's gonna do it, it's going to have to be KJ and Keimer. And Bun does a great job. They're teleporting into the backline. They take all of that attention right onto herself. There's no one looking at the front line where the fight's going on. Everyone's looking back at this Reaper that's been oh so dangerous the entire time. You have to respect Bun, no matter what they're doing or what character they're on. And she does a great job of pulling that attention to them. Neither KJ or Keimer are looking where they need to, and as a result, it is a free fight on point where the DPS aren't allowed to affect anything. The game sense and the macro pulling its weight right now for the Fortnites, and they've got the mechanics to pull off these kind of strange, interesting plays and force the respect every single time. This is not just a great showing of planning. This is not just a great showing of chemistry. This is a great showing of execution as well. On every single cylinder, on every single note that you can ask the Fortnites to be performing, they are. And as a result, they have a great street phase hold, getting themselves into that next round with a little bit of trouble, a little bit of speed bumps here and there, but they seem to overcome them pretty cleanly.
They overcome them incredibly cleanly. And that's the thing with this team, is that we talked about it the entire time, is that they are a factory of good players. It seems like every single name on this roster is incredible, and every single name on that entire squad that we saw perform today had multiple pop-off moments, multiple incredible things. I mean, Sniper, an incredible tank player, regardless, quietly popping off on the Ana multiple. It seemed every anti-nade on cooldown was landing onto at least one, if not two, of the enemy team, and that's scary to have an Ana that's just quietly in the backline, slowly farming your team. It's terrifying. And Sniper, we thought of them as just a tank player, but I guess we need to open our minds to the green Fortnite style.
I mean, they're a team known for mix-ups. They're a team known for doing interesting things. They're a team known for finding new and interesting ways to get highlight reel plays. They gotta find the Twitter clips and promote themselves, apparently, because they are doing it constantly. And Sniper on the Ana is just the latest mix-up that they've got in their back pocket, trying to show you something new. And Sniper really did perform on that Ana. I mean, seriously, every time they pressed the nade button, it went through and found someone, and then the rest of the DPS just right there, ready to clean up with not too much problem. I mean, this is exactly what we want from this roster to be doing, opening people up, finding different highlight reel plays, and they're just so consistently inconsistent and extraordinary.
Yeah, green Fortnite is a scary, scary team, and I would be afraid if I were any team that was going up against them. I mean, Loki, what would you say if you were the next team, if you were just, for the sake of argument, for the sake of imagination, imagine, if you will, that you were the coach of the team going up against green Fortnite next. Say, gosh, let's look at the bracket. Oh, Agave Dragons. Say we're code of the Agave Dragons. What advice would you give them?
You gotta keep the mental strong. Like, you're gonna get boomed. No matter what you do, it's gonna be an issue, because you're gonna lose some fights for the stupidest reasons possible, because green Fortnite is gonna throw something weird at you, and you're just gonna have to figure out a way to break through it. And Dragons, the wonderful team that I work with, is up next. But with that, we are going to get a break, ready to set that match up. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more green Fortnite action.
Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours.
Our inside here, you get an insight and you know something, but you don't want to say it out loud because you're kind of afraid that it's not going to be really true and it'll spoil the whole thing for you, But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true, then it just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
We never claimed to be a biased cast, and today we're really going to be tested. Welcome back to the Kunoichi Kommotion NA Open Division. We've got quite the interesting clash here, because personally, my want to see Green Fortnite absolutely pop off is now conflicted by my want to see Loki's team pop off.
Yeah, so Agave Dragons, my team, it's my org. We've got two teams in this tournament. I got to see one of them on stream yesterday, get to see this one on stream now. How's that for equality? And we've got Dragons up first. Gromit, Zepetsu, Dear Girl, Bellasprout, and Nixie. I love all of these players so incredibly much. Gromit will punish any mistake you put out there. They are a menace for that. Dear Girl as well is so good on the comms, on the aggression, on the pacing, and then Nixie and Bellasprout. I love Bellasprout so much that Lucio always brings me joy. I mean, I can't sit up here and tell you anything bad about these people. They're my people, and I love them with all of my heart. With that said, though, they do have an incredibly hard matchup up next for them in Green Fortnite. I think they should be able to pull it out. I think Deer Girl especially can do a really, really good job setting the pace and countering these problems and solving on the isolated target. Deer Girl has the good tempo that they need for that. And we saw last time, that is how you can get past Green Fortnite, having the better tempo, being able to see that isolated target and charge for it without having distractions. That's the hard part, is cutting out all of the distractions that Green Fortnite is going to give you when you try to chase down these targets. Problem is, the people on Green Fortnite are very, very good at giving you a lot of distractions. I mean, Bun and Wisp would do that to you all day long. Sniper, as we said, is hitting those antis time and time again, and they make it incredibly hard to just look at any one person on this lineup.
Insanely hard. I mean, we've struggled with it this entire time because usually as a caster, you can point out one player to be like, that one's like, you know, all of these players are stars, but that one's the brightest in the galaxy. But for Green Fortnite, these guys are all stars and all insanely good. I mean, we've seen just how elite these players can be. We've seen Bun and Wisp both pop off multiple times throughout the last game. We've seen Sawhill be incredible on this Winston and on the Orisa. We've seen really great sound barriers come out of Halo. Sniper on the Ana quietly popping off with anti-nades. This is a tough team to even find like an Achilles heel or weakness in. It's difficult to maneuver around them, and Oasis is going to be our first map, and it's going to be where Agave Dragons really need to show their stuff and show that they could take it to the champs.
Yeah, I mean, Oasis is already a little bit of a weird map. I'd say it's probably one of the least scrimmed control maps if you had to go through it. Often forgotten, rarely played, but right now, the important map for Dragons to show up and perform. They are starting off on default. This is what we've been working on. I'm not surprised by it. Dragons here going with the game plan. Fortnite, however, we've been baited before. This one is slightly more believable if they are sending it. The Winton is here. Sahil already calling it out. Wisps, are they gonna stay this Bastion with a... Okay, nope. Good. There it is. That was the more unbelievable part, was the Bastion pulling out right now. They're not gonna run it with the dive. Bun here on the Soldier to control the angles in a double hit scan lineup for Green Fortnite to take down this default Orisa comp. And Deer Girl already showing up!
Deer Girl showing up with the right click, taking out Wisp, taking so much space with that, now pushing onto Sawhill, trying to displace them backwards, but can't find it. Gonna get anti-nated and pushed on top of, but stays alive through it. De-engage coming in from Green Fortnite. A great aerial javelin coming out from Deer Girl. Grommet and Bellsprout both going very low, able to recover, and a massive anti-nade from Sniper. That's 4 caught up inside. And Agave stay alive through it. Battered, bruised, but still up with 5. Zabotsu going down. Deer Girl gets slept up. Point capped for Green Fortnite. Can the Dragons come back from it? They're gonna get some pressure. Bellsprout goes down, and that's going to be the retreat coming through from Agave. Deer Girl needs to stay out, needs to get out of here alive, and will just barely get taken out.
Yeah,
oh, and the chase!
Oh, Sawhill wants it, not gonna be able to find it here. I think Green Fortnite might be one of the best down 1 teams we've ever seen. Doesn't matter if they take that first blood against them. They're so good at taking the pace, pulling back, and getting the recontest. The Agave Dragons there, even though they got that first kill, never even got a cap on the point. And with how long that fight went in Sawhill in your back line, you're gonna start facing problems.
Oh, but Deer Girl finding another early kick. Can they get more from it? Bun using the ult, but it's just gonna be not enough. Coalescence out from Nixie, but there's nothing that the Green Fortnite can do. They have a fight lost there. Agave Dragons roar back.
Said they needed to find that one isolated target early, and they've been able to do it. Sniper, though, against Gromit, gonna find that one. Can Sawhill live through that? Yes, they sure can, and this fight is not over for either of these teams.
Sniper gonna go down, Bellasprout. Oh, the chase on these supports is so insane. Wisp with the ult, gonna take out Deer Girl. And there you have it, Green Fortnite just so quick to take it back, and Winton from Sawhill.
I mean, this is just Green Fortnite is winning through that regroup and re-engage right now. Time and time again, Agave Dragons might be finding this first pick off the back of Deer Girl, but it's not mattering when you've got Green Fortnite ready to come back in. Ult charge wholly on the side of Dragon's Down, and we're going to start it off with a high noon trying to find the entry.
A lot of space taken off of that for Agave Dragon, and Sniper's gonna go down. You trade that out for Gromit, you take that trade all day. Halo with the beat, the elite main support just shows up all the time. And there you go, where is Wallace?
Oh, he got 10 to 15 years for the crimes against, what is it, chickens that they've got there. Agave Dragons one last time to touch. He's gonna have to be invested early, and no one's gonna have a clean entry here. Yeah, no, just like that.
No clean entry. Deer Girl's gonna get a little bit of hope, but she'd have to pull out a miracle to get this any more than a round 1 victory for Green Fortnite. Definitely a lot more fight than we saw out of the past opponents of Green Fortnite, but this is still quite dominant form that we expect from Green Fortnite.
Look, I'm not too worried here. We saw last time the teams against Green Fortnite get better as we go on. It is a learning experience every single map with this team. You've got to take what you can from one map and send it to the next. Agave Dragons is doing a really, really strong job right now about getting that first pick. We're just having trouble on the follow-up, being able to chase that next target, find the way to continue these fights after we get ourselves into that advantage state. Green Fortnite right now is doing just such a good job at finding the regroup, pulling back in, crashing back. If Agave Dragons can be able to set themselves up after that first pick, they're going to be in a significantly better position than before, and it looks like Halo already had problems on the rollout, so advantage state already here for Agave Dragons. They need to be able to find a way to continue that, though, as Sawhill gonna insta-switch to the Zarya upon seeing the Diva.
It's an interesting swap, and it's a swap I like. Bun now on the Widowmaker. This is the flexibility of this DPS line, is they can play each of their own characters. Sawhill going very, very low. Gromit landing multiple shots in a row, but Bun only needs the one shot to get Zetsubo down. Can you shoot through there? I thought Bun was about to hit the nastiest headshot of all time. Gromit and Bellasprout gonna go down, and Point will only be in control of Agave Dragons for about 15% before Green Fortnite comes back, and, well, I think they're starting to build.
Yeah, I really think we need to see that Baptiste turn into a Kiriko right now. The antis are just so insane coming out of Sniper that anytime they hit, Dragons is faltering so hard in that moment, and they don't really have a good response right now. Green Fortnite really running off the back of Sniper, and you can see that in the ult charge. We are almost 1 minute into this, and Sniper has a nano, the farthest on the board by far to getting their ult.
Especially by far, Bun able to just barely escape the dive from Deer Girl with that TP. Big knock from Deer Girl, can't really find the kill though onto this Ana. Going to get DMAC'd going into aggressive. Immortality field out and gone, and Sniper's gonna get picked, but it's just not enough to get the one pick against Green Fortnite. You gotta get more, and Agave Dragons couldn't find it.
Yeah, the double beam action from Green Fortnite right now is really shutting down Deer Girl. Problem is, they don't really have the ability to change. You're 80% to that bomb. You want to keep that in your back pocket, but you really only have 2 good left fights. But right as I say that, High Noon trying to get some space on the spawn because Sawhill's all the way up there. Gromit now going to switch to the Widow, trying to give us a little bit more space, and as Sawhill falls, this might be the entry that Dragons have been looking for.
It might, but they're taking there's so much space left they have to take. Pulse Bomb thrown out, not landing onto Wisp as much as it would have wanted. Anti-Nade out and gone. Grommet down, and Bun fighting against Nixie. Gonna get taken out with some help from Bella Sprout, but Agave Dragons, they're trying to hold this space.
Can get a stagger right here against that Ana. That would be huge. Sniper has been so brutal this entire time, but Sawhill's already back. The bomb was coming out, keeping it alive for a little bit longer. Not gonna happen though. Green Fortnite consistently unwilling to give any amount of space and any amount of point control to the other team.
Really not willing, as the TP's gonna come in. Wisp caught out, beat out from Halo, not landing onto many people, and Agave Dragons have taken advantage. Halo going to get the boop onto Zetsubo, and it's just Halo and Bella Sprout playing keep away now, trying to see who can spot out who. Two elite Lucios.
Not gonna go the way of Bella Sprout there, as Halo manages to get back out, get the team back together, and Sawhill now onto this Doom, wants to continue the aggression as Grommet cannot stay alive.
No, and Bella Sprout getting taken out as well. Nixie barely coming back on the respawn. Only one pick onto Halo. Sniper needs to die now, but Bun is not gonna let that happen with Deer Girl gone. Sawhill barely alive. Can they get the pick on Sawhill? They do. Nixie with a great opportunity for Agave, and Grommet returning fire, taking out Bun. Can they push in on this? They have the opportunity. It's last fight territory for the Dragons. Can they take the round? Oh, Nixie very low. Immortality Field going to get taken out. Uses the ult from the Baptiste. Wisp goes in way too aggressive. The wall drops, and so do the chances of Green Fortnite taking this round cleanly. Sawhill and Halo combining for 2 picks. Can they get more? Sawhill taken out. Now it's just Halo in the back trying to channel her inner SK. And can she do it? Does take out Nixie, does take out Zetsubo. How is this Lucio still alive? Has to have the Terra Surge pulled on top of her. A great Javelin is gonna take out Bun. And Deer Girl somehow connects in the end, but it might have been enough stall from the Lucio to keep this going. Deer Girl has to pop the Fortify to stay alive. Wisp does go down. The sleep onto Deer Girl is gonna confirm it for Sawhill. Now the only tank on the field, Sawhill, is gonna run rampant in the backline with a 99 to 99. Sawhill looking for the kill onto this Moira, has the ult, could go in so aggressive. Pulse Bomb thrown in, nothing confirmed off of it. Nixie thrown off the map with a right click from Sawhill, and even when Green Fortnite, their backs against the wall, everything seems against them, nothing can stand in their way. Grommet does get to confirm onto Wisp. There goes the ult from Sawhill. Bun with the headshot onto Zetsubo's. Bun landing to Grommet gone. And what a team. What a roster to somehow wrench victory from the jaws of defeat in such incredible fashion.
I want whatever Halo's having. Whatever Halo had for breakfast this day, I want it. If it'll make me play Lucio like that, I want it. Give it to me. That was absolutely insane. We've been talking about the DPS all night. We've been talking about the tank all night. We've been talking about Sniper all night. And Halo's been there every once in a while. But that map, that point is won by Halo. Dragons had that one in their pocket, and it was stolen away by Halo in the last moment, finding 2 picks against a matchup that they shouldn't win. That's a Baptiste and a Tracer. A Baptiste, mind you, that had left shift ready to go. They got the health bar back up while Halo was at like 80 health, and it just did not matter. There's no universe in which Halo should win that fight, and yet they do, and it keeps the point alive for just long enough for everyone to come back for Green Fortnite. They take that map right at the end, but keep in mind, we talked about every single map, every single round that teams play against Green Fortnite, they get better, they start winning more, they find a new entry, they evolve through it. So if Dragons can be resilient here, take what they learned from that map where they were succeeding on the back half, they started playing the little bit more aggressive brawl. They started playing that little bit more individual game rather than the macro one, and they found a lot of success with it. If they can transfer that on to this next map, it's going to be huge for them. I'm not going to be surprised no matter how this game ends. If this ends after this next map, I'm going to be like, Green Fortnite played a great game. Great job for them. Excellent performance. If we go to map 3 and Dragons manages to pull it out, I'm not going to be surprised by that either. I think both of these teams are in a great point right now to really take control of this map.
I agree, and that's where you see the side of Green Fortnite that you so rarely get to see of these teams that are so dominant, of these teams that you see so much of them embarrassing other teams, of running circles around other teams, of the 2-0s, the 3-0s, the 4-0s, the teams that just never seem to drop a map. It's the resilience. It's that even in those small moments, that they never give up, that to the last person standing, they fight for every inch, every yard. That's resilience that you don't find in some professional teams. That's resilience that is so incredibly rare. And I mean, I'm stunned. I thought that we had a round 3 in us. I really thought that we had Green Fortnite faltering just for a moment, and that Agave Dragons just might be able to pounce on that, but they couldn't. And I mean, not even that they couldn't. Green Fortnite
Halo just stole it.
Not let them. Halo just wouldn't let them.
Halo just stole it.
That was such a pop-off. I'm gonna go back to what you said. I want what Halo is having. I don't know what, like, test her DNA. I don't know. What makes you so good at Lucio? What? Like,
look,
I'm stunned.
Yeah, I can't even be mad. Like, this is my team. And I genuinely, what am I going to say to that? Other than just like, dang, look at that Lucio go. Like, that's all I've got from that. I mean, there's no failure that Dragons did in that moment. It really is just Halo showed up and snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. In those moments, you ask your playmakers to make something happen. A play has to be made if you want to win that map, if you want to take it to the next one, and you want to be clean. And this is a team, Green Fortnite is full of playmakers. They're full of people who in that moment can step up and do it. We haven't seen Halo do that all day today because you so rarely see your main support put in that situation. But when the opportunity came for Halo, when the door was open for them to save that map and lead their team to victory, Halo took it. Halo ran away with it. And that's not something that I can ask Dragons to fix. That's not a coachable moment for Dragons because it's just an insane performance from Halo, and she absolutely deserves that credentials. As we switch it up though, we're going to a very hard dive map. We're going to a very individual map. This is what we saw Dragons succeeding on that last game where they took it to dive. They took it to a little bit of an interesting setup. They asked their individual players to take the one-on-ones and win. They asked Dear Girl especially to take the opportunities they could have and win. And Dear Girl delivered, just was a little bit too little, too late. Here on even footing though, on Parisio, a map that is once again normally forgotten in Escort. No one really scrims it. Agave Dragons looking to put themselves back into contention.
And they need to put themselves back into contention. The early Widow shot, not gonna find much ground. If Dear Girl going to back up, and these individual plays are what's going to separate Agave Dragons from some older Green Fortnite players, or some older Green Fortnite opponents, pardon. With Halo gonna take some damage, but no one ever really entering the danger zone, particularly Sawhill in a bit of trouble, but escapes with their life. Sawhill just staying alive. Oh, finds a bit of Zetsu, but doesn't find those kills. It's a bit of poke back and forth between these two teams. Deer Girl in a bit of trouble, is going to get run through by Green Fortnite, by Sawhill, and a long fight won't get them much. Grom will find some exit frags on the way out, but might not be really what they need, especially if Zetsubo gets staggered here.
She's fighting. They're fighting for it. She got it. She's out. All right.
Ooh.
So let's for another entry in. Double flyer comp here for Green Fortnite means that it's going to be a lot of spam damage. Gromma's going to have to be really active here, ready to play up and punish any aggression from either the Pharah or the Echo. And it looks right now they've got some low health targets. Can the Dragons commit on it and find that entry pick they so desperately need? What an aggressive Deadeye!
What? Aggressive Deadeye. It still doesn't find a soul, but Grommet will survive through it. They might not survive through this Diva Dive and the Echo copy. It's just too aggressive from Green Fortnite. They just play too fast, too hardball for Agave Dragons to even catch up. The Deadeye just to reload, just to fan the hammer again. What an insane set of moves from Bun.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the vision there. You wanted to get all of the space in the world and you took it quickly. Problem is, Green Fortnite knows how to re-engage off of Halo's own gates there. There's no main support for this Green Fortnite team. Double flex support coming out, and the gates are exactly what they need in that moment to find the contestant. Early Pharah here, not going to find anything through the windows. That's two ults that don't lead to anything other than Halo falling, yeah.
Halo's gonna get taken down, and with Sniper and those two ults used, Wisp is gonna get taken down. Agave Dragons, Green Fortnite might have done just a bit too silly. They might have silly maxed a bit too close to the sun as the bomb's gonna get thrown in by Sawhill. It's just gonna come up short of that high ground. Wisp swapping onto the Venture, and Agave Dragons will cap point, but that was quite silly.
Yeah, a little bit below the pace that you're looking for on point A, but at the end of the day, a cap is a cap, and you're always going to be happy with it. There would do a little bit more of a push there, and I think this Venture is an interesting swap because Dragons is built right now to really counter out anything they can put forward on the Venture, and Sawhill's going to have to play aggressively to try and help the new NB out as they find their way through here, and this battle starts. Neither team really looks all that put together.
No, very scattered on the side of, well, both of those teams like you were talking about, as Agave Dragons start to push through. A high ground is that site of a bit of a small skirmish. We'll see if we can break out into a full fight. It might not even have to, as Bun's gonna get taken down. Grommet on the headshot. Bun pulling down Grommet now on the flank, sees the Venture and finds the pick. Grommet has really come to life. Wisp is gonna get taken down. Sniper off the map, and now Halo is gonna get staggered out for a while. Able to swift step away. Can they find a pick onto this Kiriko? Can they find the stagger? No, Halo's gonna make it out.
I mean, a little bit of inside baseball here. This is what we picked up Grommet to do. Punish aggression and mistakes, and they are doing it so well right now. Gates coming through here, trying to push forward this aggression. Dragons with a good kite here, ready for a re-engage of their own.
And they have the bomb and the beat to do that. We'll see if they can take advantage, or maybe if that copy from Bun is just going to be too much pressure, too quick. We saw how elite it could be as these two ults from both teams waiting to come out to play. The copy from the cast. Can Bun step to Grommet and really get something going? Bun fanning the hammer and just kind of sitting on the high ground, taking the aggressive angles while I say that. And there you go, as the bomb thrown into the back. Sawhill doesn't find much. Bun goes very low, still stays alive. Devastating to the Dragons, seeing how low some of these Green Fortnite members get. Stay in it and stay alive. As the Kiriko swift steps away, the chase is on.
One fight. All the Dragons need to cap this point right here. And there's not really any ults on the table other than a Gates and maybe a Gates on the other side as well as that Vision. But these staggers are absolutely brutal. The only thing Agave Dragons have in their back pocket right now is that extra ult charge. And the more poke that goes through, the more staggers that go through, the rougher it gets. But this is a
Grommet?
huge opening. Grommet swaps to the Widow, finds the pick, and Sawhill's still in Baby Diva form. Dragons needs to push right now.
That's such a gambit from Grommet, switching away from the cast when they run 90% to Deadeye, but finding the opening pick on to Wisp, who has respawned Sawhill back on the Diva. The chance is here, but Wisp is still elite, takes out Setsubo. The trades coming through Grommet and Wisp, going back and forth, and even 3v3 on the point. They just need the pressure out. Grommet gonna get focused being down, but Sniper out from Deer Girl, going to get demeched. Bellasprout and Deer Girl, the copy in from Bun, copies the Lucio, and the overtime wick burns down. It's just the Tracer, dashes in onto the point, and Sawhill and the rest of Green Fortnite are there to clean up with a closer spawn. The copy will expire, the gates thrown out, but the ults just aren't there in time as the wick burns just short of point B. Defensible for the Dragons, but they really would have wanted just a hair more.
Yeah, just a little tiny bit too slow on that re-engage there. They got the picks they needed, but they happened so far away from the cart that, and there was so little time left at that point, the Dragons had no choice other than just quickly full engage as much as possible, but they didn't have the mobility on their backline, and so as a result, they're not able to put up a full fight there right at the end, and that's where Cart's gonna sit. It is fully defensible. This isn't a problem. We saw last time. This is a similar performance as to what our last team put up against Green Fortnite. Got right to the end of streets, weren't able to fully cap, and Green Fortnite, however, was able to do really well on first in streets and then got stuck on third. So we need to see Dragons here able to change the fates a little bit. We're coming out on default comp here. The Diva to control space. Grommet once again on this Cassidy that has been tearing through Green Fortnite. And Green Fortnite once again on a comp that should be able to be dealt with by Grommet, especially on defense here, when they can battle out the double flyers that are coming their way just a little bit more because of the fact that, you know, you're able to set up your own angles on defense, probably able to force out either one of these, and still Wisps here on the Reaper. They've been insane on the Reaper. They're not a bad pick for Wisps whatsoever, but I don't know if that's what you really want to run into a Cassidy that is this hot right now.
And Grommet might be ready to show Wisp what for, as Green Fortnite just waiting and getting set up, seeing what they can see, scouting what they can scout, and you see just how scared. Whoa, Wisp is in the backline. Bun's gonna take out Nixie at the start. The Tracer gonna dive in. Setsubo trying to find an equalizer, but cannot in the initial scrap. Green Fortnite taking it uncharacteristically slow here as they start to take the point. Nixie gonna get spawn camped on the Moira with the Reaper. Sniper though going to get taken out by Agave. That's the opening. Sawhill's demeched. That's the chances. Green Fortnite might have been playing with their food, but you don't play with the Dragons, as they're gonna keep that defense rolling.
Nixie.
Stop.
This is just brutal at this point. Is Sawhill now onto the hog?
Hog.
Ready to crank it apparently, as we are right into it once again. They got the, is that the execution? Yes, it is. So Dragons here, no real changes for them. Nixie back onto this Moira. Oh, the Diva, it's there, ready to help out.
The denial from Deer Girl, a great peel. Deer Girl though going very low. Can Bellasprout return the favor and peel for their Diva? Deer Girl able to stay alive. The copy from Bun also onto the Diva. It's so many Divas, you'd think it'd be a Mariah Carey concert, as Bellasprout's gonna get taken down by the pig pen. Setsubo with the pulse bomb doesn't get much. Setsubo taken out. It's trades going through, but it looks like Green Fortnite getting a lot better of it. Uncontested sits Sniper on the high ground, throwing out the healing, throwing out the immorts, and throwing out Some victory celebration for that first point for Green Fortnite. Not as quick as we'd expect, but a cap is a cap is a cap.
Yeah, they're gonna have about 30 seconds on Dragon's pace, so a similar but slightly better streak is all Dragons needs to keep this one alive and send it to a game 3. Problem is here, Nixie has been playing Mystery Heroes, and not, you know, of their own mistake, but Green Fortnite's been throwing so many different things at them that they have to keep swapping around this flex. What is Grumpet once again? Fuck the Deadeye! Look at this, still pushing!
So aggressive, is gonna take out 2 before the trade comes in. I don't know though, it might have been too aggressive on that take. You might not have wanted to trade the Widow swap. We saw how deadly that could be on the attack as Nixie's gonna take out Sawhill as the cart keeps rolling. 1 to 2 more fights for Green Fortnite remaining before a victory could sound. As the cart keeps moving, Wisp in a bit of trouble. Halo on the flank, found out by Zetsubo. Just gonna be waiting, hiding behind the refrigerator. A common stealth tactic among ninjas. Wisp taken out, losing the sniper duel to Gromit. Now has a bit of free reign of the space. So many snipers on the high ground. Gromit very low. Can they get the peel? They can't. Nixie right next to them and couldn't get the heals out in time. Halo now with their sights set on to Nixie. Gonna find the confirm. Halo looking for a third. Might just have gone too aggressive. Deer Girl gonna clean up both supports, drop the bomb, take out Sawhill. 3 for Deer Girl. Keeping Agave Dragons alive.
Deer Girl's going to war. She's got the combat vest on, helmet good, rifle in hand, ready to take this fight. 3 kills time and time again, showing up on the board for Deer Girl, as well as the peel and control. So good out of her right now. It's up to the DPS, I feel, to really use that space that they are given. Gromit taken out early here by Wisp. I mean, that card's gonna have a little bit more progress with Deer Girl out by herself. I mean, this is, you've really got to lean on Deer Girl right now.
Yeah, Loki, look at these ults though. 5 ults on the side of Green Fortnite. They were fully playing for 5. Bella Sprout has to be so disciplined with this beat. They have to touch this card. The beat's gonna go out. Gromit taken down. Nano Lucio from Agave Dragons. It has to be a misclick from Nixie unless Bella Sprout can pull out a Halo performance. Going to get headshot by Sawhill. Deer Girl DMAX. And a valiant fight, a valiant effort from the Dragons, but Green Fortnite takes the #1 victory royale over the Dragons, moving on in the bracket, barely breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I mean, that's just so well played from both of those teams. At the end of the day, I think Green Fortnite just had a little bit of an edge on that chemistry point, on, you know, being able to know exactly what everyone else is doing. This Dragons team existed as of 3 weeks ago, and they didn't know they were doing this tournament until 1 day before sign-up closed. And that, wow. I feel like it's showing more than anything else right now, just because, I mean, it's Green Fortnite at the end of the day has so many more options in their back pocket. They're able to pull out different solutions to all of these problems. They keep the mix-ups going, and you can see Dragons trying to solve those problems in real time and really leaning on the flex support to do so, and ending up just putting their flex support in a really, really hard situation. Nixie just not able to get to there fast enough because of all of the different looks that Green Fortnite's showing them. Well fought from both of these teams, and hopefully, you know, I'm hoping we see the greatest loser bracket run that's ever been seen in Kunoichi now from Dragons, but Green Fortnite, at the end of the day, just too strong in their current form. They're a problem that has yet to be solved by any team. Every round that goes past, it gets a little bit closer against Fortnite, regardless of what team is playing them, but as of now, no team has been able to find the solution to the equation that is Green Fortnite.
No, and thankfully though for Agave Dragons, or at least thankfully for you, they do go down to the lower bracket. Their run is not yet over. They do have some life remaining in them. Agave Alliance actually sent down to the lower bracket earlier today. Meanwhile, Green Fortnite goes to face the winner of Blastoff and Granny Gaming. So we'll have to see that in a bit. But Loki, That's it for us. 2 quick games, 2-2-0s. I'm so sad here, Loki. I had my whole weekend carved out for this tournament, and we get not 2, not 4, but 6 2-0s. That's just, it breaks my heart. But it was incredible Overwatch nonetheless, and incredible work and incredible co-casters, yourself included. Thank you for joining me on the stream.
Absolutely. Could not be more excited for the rest of this weekend. If you want to know who's up next, we've got the news for you. Coming up right after this one, you are going to have Plausible and Chef Billy taking you home for the rest of NA. We're going to get all the way to the top 4 today before we finish that off tomorrow. And it's been a great day. I love casting with you again, K-Wing. Cannot wait for more of this Kunoichi action. It's been so long since the last Kunoichi, and I'm so glad we can do it again.
So incredibly glad, and we're going to, I believe, to Plausible and Chef Billy next. So we're gonna take a break, get those 2 casters in here, and we'll be right back after this. So don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel, because we'll be right back in just a moment with some new faces on the desk. See you soon.
Yeah. 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 Memories. Memories. Yeah. Memories. Memories.
I'm not crazy, Malin. I'm not crazy, Malin. I've just been in a very bad mood for 40 years. 40 years.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
Welcome back, one and all. We got more Kunoichi Kommotion coming right at all you fine folks. And it's myself, Pulsable, alongside the illustrious, the wonderful, the ever so handsome Chef Billy here to round out our day 2 action. We started with 15 teams at the beginning of the day, Billy, and it is quickly whittling away. By the time you and I are back tomorrow, there'll only be 4 left.
I know, it goes so fast. But I really do like these fast community-run tournaments, especially with the Calling All Heroes initiative behind it. It's so good to see a lot of familiar faces here in 2024 for myself, getting back into this part of the circuit. Last time I was here was with Coco, and then we did a kerfuffle earlier, all names with Ks. It's so weird trying to come up with these names. Tiny and I were talking about that. She's like, please help me with the alliterations and stuff like that. Okay, I'll help you as best I can. But let's get down to business. Green Fortnite just had a humongous win just on stream previous to us. Did not have any problems whatsoever. Actually hasn't had a problem with anybody at all today, as they have 2-0'd all their opponents. Now, on the other side, Blastoff. A couple of familiar faces there. I know Green Fortnite's got all the stars. I don't know, but there are some familiar faces on this Blastoff team. Most notable for me is Paulette, the flex support coming from Team Mexico during the online qualifiers that Big Hungry and Phil and Gompers and I had a chance to run with. My word, they have grown so much, and it was a lot to do because of the Calling All Heroes initiative, so it's great to see them moving along here. But Sheep and Jacoby, they have singular pop-off moments. I love how they get around the back lines and really do harry a support line, Paul. So what I'm looking at, I mean, these two teams haven't dropped a map at all, at least today. Blastoff hasn't dropped a map all tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we have Titans meeting up right here, right? I wouldn't be terribly surprised if this is what we end up seeing tomorrow as well. Maybe a rematch between these two. I mean, Chengdu Drainer is another team I gotta shout out there. They're having fun in the different part of the bracket right now. But Blastoff, certainly a team to keep a lookout for. That being said, their competition, no slouches either. I mean, we just saw on stream Green Fortnite absolutely go to town. This across this roster. I mean, Bun, Wisp, Halo. How can you not love this team?
You know, one of our favorite people is on this team too. They were on the CAH staff team, but Bailey Pizza is actually on this team as well. So hi, boss.
At the Ren Fair today, though. Yeah.
I want to see the pizza Widowmaker. I've heard that it's nasty, but we'll see how it goes. I might have to fight Wisp for the hit scan position, but I mean, Sawhill has always impressed me during the Calling All Heroes tournaments in the tank position. Can play a very nasty. Orisa has the Winston, of course. Also has a really good Ramatra as well. So this is going to be, I think, the two lines, the two tank lines going up against each other, and then it's going to be Paulette seeing if they can handle Bun and Wisp as they're going to be making a beeline for them in the back line.
And I mean, we just saw the flexibility of Sawhill, right, in that past match. It even got a little bit silly at some point. I remember seeing the Doomfist come out on map number 1 for the stall, and it actually ended up working pretty well. So Sawhill definitely a menace in the tank department. And of course, I mean, Bun and Wisp are just two of the best DPS in the Calling All Heroes circuit. I always love to see them play.
Same. We also got X10 that's available in here today as well.
No shortage of talent.
I mean, yeah, no shortage of talent. I mean, I very famously said I got railed by X10. I wanted the shirt line. I wanted the whole merch line. I got railed because of the performances during the last major, and the lead ups to it. X10. That's where X10's star gained ascendancy and now is fully in the galaxy of stars here in our Calling All Heroes initiative. So, I mean, if they need it, they've got that in the back pocket too, Paul.
Yeah, we're starting off on Nepal here, first and foremost. We've seen a lot of different looks today, but yeah, I mean, it's your favorite. It's your favorite, Billy. I'm sure you are thriving right now with how often we're seeing Orisa.
I mean, I am so happy. The Donkey Horse is the best. I will always maintain this, that she is the best tank. Just because she's so different. I know that she can be boring to play. I get that. Please bring back her Halt, and I guarantee you it won't be as boring to play, displacing people. But that's for another conversation. We're going to start out here on Village.
I like the Javelin better. I'm just going to go out and say it. I like
the
Javelin better. Yeah,
wow.
I do. Yeah, I know. Either way, we got a mirror matchup to start us off, other than Bun and Sheep Bun. I mean, obviously on the Genji, no slash Sheep. Maybe a little bit more of a typical Tracer. Already gone though. Bun showing the dominance early on here. Just tearing through the back line. Oh my word.
I mean, this is my favorite variation of what has become the standard meta comp. I love running the Genji in there because you have mobility, same as Tracer. But you've got that deflect, and you've got the dash. I mean, you can blink melee with Tracer, but it just doesn't have the same cool factor. I'm just saying. Playing Genji in this meta is so much fun.
Look, and it's more thematic for the tournament too, you know? Genji's closer to like the Kunoichi thing that we got going on here. I mean, either way, Monarch just struggling to get out of this choke point. This, you know, it's going to be really hard to remove Wisp from the top there. We're really relying on a railgun from Jacoby, but the last one goes wide. Monarch taking so much damage. At least, I mean, given as good as they're getting right now, but there goes Powlett. There's that pressure you were talking about, just dipping straight past the tanks into the back line. And once Powlett's gone, there's not much hope.
And they're catching clean rotations too. I mean, they're taking advantage of priority kills, and then they're rotating back around. You know, I do like what Blastop's trying to do here in changing the eye level of Green Fortnite, trying, you know, get some heads to turn, see if you can get some pressure around the outside. But I mean, they have been absolutely owning in the Cutico department. Powlett just now getting to the rush. This is going to be a seriously horrible fight. Terra Surge into a Dragonblade, that could be absolutely lethal.
Yeah, the ult advantage is stacking rapidly. Sheep, yeah, she doesn't want to deal with Bun. I wouldn't either, honestly. Looking for someone a little bit more squishy there. But, you know, you have the problem too. Sheep, I mean, the Pulse Bomb, maybe you could get it onto Halo. That's tough, though. And with Jacoby gone, it really is all on Sheep right now. The ult returned on the point there. The Kitsune rush. You'd think you'd give Bun a chance. Nice little swift step from Powlett, but can't keep them alive forever. Sniper does fall too, and this is getting pretty scrappy. A beat a little bit later from Halo. Normally that's better, but here might not be the case, as Bun falls just before the music rings.
This ends now.
Nobody's really getting much of an advantage. Okay, finally with Sawhill dying, you'd think it would be Gun, but okay. Overclock fight goes to Jacoby, and Blastoff finally have the point.
I mean, they actually captured it in the mid-fight. They're at 35%. I didn't even notice it. A very nice percentage there for Green Fortnite, but it was expensive for both teams. And now, you know, you're looking at Nostalgia leading in the Sound Barrier fight. You're looking at Monarch, you know, having put out Terra Surge first. They're leading in that. So, I mean, if Bun can get up to a Blade fast, they might be able to stabilize.
Sawhill down early, though. Now it's just going to be about farming ult charge before you reset. And at this point, it's looking like Blastoff is actually going to pass Green Fortnite in that percentage. Not only the point percentage, which is the name of the game, but also they're banking up ults of their own. I mean, Monarch's nearly back to the... Oh, well, never mind. Not going to be able to use that one.
Well, I mean, Bun going down, though, so I mean, that's a lot of flank pressure that you don't have to worry about. So, I mean, Monarch's going to have a time getting back because, you know, slow Donkey Horse getting back. And losing Wisp now, too. Both your DPS are coming back from spawn. We're going to hit probably the 85% mark here. And you're going to have Monarch waiting with the Terra Surge just about online.
Yeah, getting in with that Terra Surge is going to be tricky now, especially with Sheep going down. Jacoby cleaned up late. Halo will be back really quick, too. So at this point, it's just stalling for percentage. Ah, the Terra Surge is used. Okay. I was going to judge it. I'm still going to judge it a little bit. I mean, it almost turned the fight around, but there just wasn't enough support for it. Actually, wait. Everybody's really quick in this comp. Really?
Yes,
Can they get back in here?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I know the Sheep could do everything they can to keep this point in their favor. They never got the flip, and that's Halo down.
That was nicely done, and then the Suzu forced out. I mean, that's worth it. All things considered, now Kitsune Rush is layered on the objective, but Sniper not around to use theirs. And that's it, done and dusted. Blastoff, I mean, after a little bit of a slow start, come back roaring.
I tell you what, Monarch had a really slow start, as you were mentioning, and they were trying that high ground approach twice in a row. Then we saw them split off their forces. They got a flanker, they took Nostalgia, and they took Sheep around the left-hand side to get behind and turn the eye level of Green Fortnite, and that's where everything started turning. Also, the very risky Terra Surge coming out from Monarch, the first Terra Surge that came out, really tipped the favor, tipped the balance in their favor. And now as we approach the Sanctum, same thing's going to apply here. Are they going to try and do the bridge hold here? I'm going to be looking at Halo and Nostalgia. Who's going to win the Lucio battle here? It's all about positioning. It's all about out of their confirmed spots.
And when we get into when we get in here, I'm always thinking about those long-range DPS. I am keeping an eagle eye on Jacoby and Wisps. Who is going to be able to get the better of that Sojourn head-to-head? Who's going to be able to find those impactful rail guns? As this is going to be a lot what we're getting, but Monarch gets bored pretty quickly, actually. Tries to just tear into the enemy lines, leaves the back line a little bit soft, though. And Wisps and Bun more than happy to capitalize.
Yep, and that's exactly what Green Fort and I were waiting for. They were just patient, and that's exactly what you got to be. You got to be patient when you're playing it in Orisa comp. I don't care if you have a Lucio. The Lucio right now is looking for any kind of stray to use the Hellblaster and get them off the map. I mean, that's what every Lucio player is playing for. They're trying to displace. They're trying to make sure they maintain their speed and they're disengaged. But I mean, just a little bit of impatience there from Monarch and it cost them.
Bun down early, too. She's not going to be around to even get ult charge in this fight. And Sawhill chased far out of the LOS of the healers there. I mean, Monarch's doing fine. A nice immortality field, a quick flip back. Blast off wasting no time.
That's fantastic. And I mean, it's exactly what you want. I'm looking for Sniper. I think Sniper has been kind of a quiet hero here for Green Fortnite. Palette keeping tabs with them. But this Baptiste has to be the most important part. You've got to protect the president. That's your president. It's not the Orisa. It's the Baptiste at this point.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, without Baptiste, you are just in a healing hole, and you're never going to be able to climb out of it in a fight. Monarch, doing a good job of taking position on this high ground. Ooh, that was a soft support that for a second I thought Wisp was going to have the angle on, but instead it's Sniper falling first. Nostalgia wreaking havoc in the back line. I mean, just obnoxious if nothing else, but here comes the wave of ults, the wave of damage. Actually, it was only 2 ults at the end of the day. Green Fortnite getting out pretty clean there.
Yeah, I mean, just investing the Terra Surge in that, but now you're going to have double supports here for Blast Off and the Terra Surge. I mean, the 5-pack is just about ready to go, and I mean, they have comparable percentages now, so if they are smart, they can get out of here with 2 fights, or with 2, maybe 2.
Here comes the blade. Bun, what can she do with it? Already 1 down. Terra Surge pulls her in, though, and she's not able to escape it. Excellent counteraction there by Monarch. And here comes Sheep with a blade of her own. Shut down even more easily, though. And Green Fortnite not afraid to drop a beat, bring out an overclock, and keep this point theirs.
I mean, Sheep got slaughtered. There's no other way to put that. Just got absolutely
That's what my
skewered.
Genji blades look like.
Right, mine too. I'm too scared to even play Genji, to be quite honest. I'm so horrible. I'm old, but you know what? I'm not afraid to play it. Sojourn, the overclock's out.
Sheep nearly got dunked on there early too, though, so there's not really much space for this overclock. I mean, Jacoby's just throwing it mostly into the javelin spin. Finally, a low health Halo swinging on by, but not enough. Jacoby can't quite find the finish. Halo gets away. Oh, all the way back too in the immortality field, keeping her alive. Sawhill does fall, though. 99% for Green Fortnite. I think they should be content just packing it up here, letting a little bit more percentage go over and save some ults. Yeah, especially with Bun down now.
Yep, that should be the cleanup right there. They keep a hold of their amp matrix. Wisp is coming up on an overclock. Jacoby having used theirs much later. So I think it's going to be a race to Dragon Blade, and hopefully both of them don't get X'd out of theirs coming up again.
Sniper will have the opportunity to open things up here with an Ant Matrix, but you got to get out into the angle for it, and Paulette holding on to one of their own. Nice counter javelin spin there. Monarch even going to be able to disengage. The space is created, but Green Fortnite, they can't follow up much on this Ant Matrix. They're not able to push forward, and they are running a little bit low on time. I mean, Wisps or Sawhill, the ones coming up to ults, they're going to have to try and find an opening sooner rather than later. But it's Monarch actually charging in. Terra Surge not able to get past. Oh, Sawhill saw the opportunity, but again,
oh, no.
Monarch. Oh, finally, there's the kicker. All right, Monarch down, overclock to follow it up. And I smell a 3rd round in Nepal around the corner.
I mean, there's not even going to be a chance for anybody to get a touch here because they're gatekeeping so nicely here. So, yeah, I mean, Jacoby, yeah, kill there, but you go down. Here comes that round that you're looking for. We're going to head to Shrine. And target focus was a lot better here. from Green Fortnite. They didn't get their heads turned by those flankers. Sheep echoing the Genji. I thought they did pretty damn good on the Tracer. I thought their Tracer was a lot cleaner. So we'll see if they go back to said British hero. No, we're going to see the Cassidy come out. This has been a new wrinkle too. Cassidy has indirectly become part of the meta. We've seen it a lot in Korea. We've seen it really creeping its head up in EU, OWCS as well. If you got the aim, and if you can land these grenades, Paul, that's the name of the game. You got to focus down immediately afterwards. You cannot go after the Orisa unless you are sure and your comms are absolutely outstanding. Otherwise, Suzu comes through, Lamp comes out, everything comes.
And Sheep does end up going back to that Tracer you were talking about. I think much more playable on this map where you're not worried about the rotations that you're able to take, right? I think Sheep will have a lot more opportunities here to make this Tracer shine like she did on map number 1. For now, the teams just throwing glancing blows at each other. Spear's not quite creating opportunities for either side. Monarch, once again, taking a lot of damage, but weathering it well. Has a great corner to retreat back around. And Jacoby, the question is, are you able to actually get into the effective mid-range to make this Cassidy work? Are you able to find a squishy target, be it a flanker or a support? No! Wisp at the long range gonna shut you down instead. And that's one of the issues with Cassidy, right? It's very playable right now, but you have to be a bit more aggressive with it. Blast off, they don't quite get that pace, and Green Fortnite get the first cap.
Right, it's all about pacing, and it's all about making sure that you have the effective range that Cassidy can operate the best at. Because you see him trying to chuck in these long-range magnetic grenades, and it's just not finding anybody. They're able to duck out of the way. They see it coming. You have to get in there. You have to be stealthy. I think like the 20 to 40 meter range is probably best for Cassidy right now. Monarch swapping over to the Winston, so they're going to try and take the brute force out of Sawhill in the front line, look for some backlight. Oh my god, bud.
Tough timing. I mean, Powlett dying right as the dive starts off. I mean, Sheep able to get one, but there's just no way that you're going to be able to turn this fight around without Powlett. Nice hold there from Green Fortnite. And a question remains, I mean, diving into Green Fortnite's composition seems pretty difficult to me. Like, yeah, you can get on top of Sniper, but Immortality Field is there, Halo's there, Sawhill's there for peels, right? This seems tricky.
Especially if Bun starts getting dash resets, you can just slice and dice better than a Ginsu knife going through them. So we'll see. I mean, Monarch needs to be able to push, and I think they have to start this with a rush.
Love this Amp Matrix up here. Wisp is going to be in a position of power now. Terror Surge does whiff a little bit, and here comes the beat. Pretty early from Green Fortnite, but with them getting Sheep and Monarch pinned into a corner, only barely able to survive with the sound barrier. Green Fortnite still looking pretty good, all things considered. Now the overclock's out, and it's going to be done and dusted. Wisp with 2 already, looking for 3. Nothing but headshots. And with 80% in ticking, I mean, a blade could finish this off from Bun.
I mean, Jacoby, in the meantime, has forsaken the Cowboy and has gone to a Cyber Ninja of their own. They're going to have their own blade coming up, but they got to touch only 95% counting.
It's done. It's got to be dusted now. I mean, now you don't even have anything to save you from a blade. If the blade even gets to get in the kill feed, I mean, Wisp's doing all the damage right now. Overtime burns away, and Green Fortnite keep with their flawless streak on the day thus far. They still got to play through another map, but it's looking clean as a whistle.
I mean, Blast Off taking their first map loss of the entire tournament here. And they have run into a gargantuan order. And I'm not sure how they're going to be able to get around this. This is the one that really put the nail in the coffin. This definitely is warmed up. It is having a very fun time. Thank you much with the Jade weapons there. Always love to see that. But man, I mean, Green Fortnite, they look absolutely clean. Sawhill, the tip of the spear, is that immovable force that you hate to see in a great Orisa player. They have the cooldowns managed. They've got the support line at their back, and they just feel basically untouchable at points.
Well, and it's interesting too, because I honestly felt like if we looked at just like pure tank head-to-head, I felt like on the Orisa, Monarch ended up getting the better deal of that, especially, you know, when we were on Sanctum, right? Obviously, I think there's an argument to be made, and I think the reason we see that Winston swap from Blast Off is because Yeah, I think Arista's maybe in a better place right now, but it's also really hard to walk up just that long sight line with an Arista, right? Even with the Javelin Spin, even with the Fortify, you don't want to use all of your cooldowns just to get to the objective as Arista, right? So I think maybe that's why we see that swap onto the Winston comp that doesn't quite work out for them, but I hope as we go into our second map here that Blastoff double back to what was working a little bit better for them.
Hear me out. Reinhardt. I'm just saying, Reinhardt has really been showing, he's been showing his face up. Or a wrecking ball.
Okay,
I think
Hattie has been playing Reinhardt. That doesn't count. Hattie will play Reinhardt no matter what.
I mean, Hattie's a hottie, but still.
That's true.
I mean, he's the Rhine god. And so is Hellish Cloudy, to be fair.
Very true.
But...
And they're the ones playing Reinhardt right now, but it's not a good sample.
It's a great sample if you're a Reinhardt enjoyer like me.
True.
No, but I'm talking about to get yourself into position. If you're looking at it like that way, you flash the shield up, you walk behind it because they kept going up main. I mean, if you take one of the two different egresses onto the point, you will be able to turn the eyes again. That's what they did so well on Village, is that they made Green Fortnite bend their focus around. Take a look over there and say, hey, there's somebody over here murdering us, or at least giving us a lot of annoyance. We got to turn our heads. That's where they did the best, is where they divided and conquered instead of trying to just ram it up main, which is what they ran into in Sanctum on the bridge, and then here on Shrine coming up main, they just ended up getting completely blown away.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if we'll see more of that Cassidy pop out as well, too. I mean, not to encourage you a little bit too much, but the Cassidy and the Reinhardt is something that can work well together. Again, we saw that a little bit earlier today in EMEA Overwatch Champions Series, right? So if you want to try and play that more aggressive style, maybe lean into a tank and a DPS where you can play a little bit closer quarters with your DPS. But that being said, I'm perfectly happy with seeing like Sheep back on like the Tracer or the Genji. I think that was going perfectly well for her. And that's against Bun on the other side of things. That's not an easy target for you to try and go head to head with, and she was doing pretty well.
I mean, I'm impressed. I'm always impressed with these players. You know how you've seen me play. It's not pretty.
Hey, it's you and me both. You and me both, bud.
But
that's why we're on this side of the microphone.
I understand how to play the game, but my 46-year-old hands and wrists do not know how to move that fast. So we'll see. What? Okay, snacks. Yeah, snacks are good.
Fruit snacks are goated. That is correct. Did that say steak and tadpole as a playground snack?
What is that?
What steak was one as a snack, and then the fifth one was tadpole. Like, are we talking about? Is this like a food I'm not aware of, or you mean like actual tadpoles? Cause useful animal problem. Wait, no, let's go back up.
Wait, observer, go back up.
Sheep. Oh, I mean, sheep is, useful animal, sheep. We got to go with the pun here, right? Yeah.
Owlette, no.
Oh, man. All right.
No, don't kill the sheep.
On to Midtown we go. Sheep going to be on the Tracer once again here. Green Fortnite defending with the Doom Fit. Sahil, is this because you just didn't get out of spawn because you were typing? Is that what just happened? Oh, my.
Oh, wait, pallets on Sojourn?
Yeah, we've got a roll swap right now. Jacoby and Paulette have swapped things up, and Monarch has just gotten dunked on immediately. Unlucky.
Okay. Is this I mean, Green Fortnite's playing this like for real?
Yeah, still going.
And was like, yep, we're throwing the towel in. Thank you very much.
All right. Monarch on their second approach now. I mean, early cooldown use there from Monarch. Kinetic Grasp and the shield already getting burned through pretty heavily. We'll walk up underneath the tram, but can they push out of this choke point? I mean, now that Palette's over on DPS, we got to see something from them, right? And Cassidy's got to rear its head, got to make something happen. Gets dove on top of Sahil, not able to connect. And now there is an opening for Green Fortnite, or for Blastoff rather.
Yeah, I mean, Palette, obviously at this level, you can probably play any world you want to. That's going to be the problem right there, though. is those sticky bombs. And if you don't have the combat roll down, you're just going to get burned. And that focusing beam is also going to be a big problem.
Oh my, and the duplicate on the Cassidy too. Bun just going for it. Oh, that's tough. Blastoff even committed their Kitsune rush for that.
Maybe a swap? Not sure. But yeah, if I've ever seen a towel throw before, this is it. So we're looking now for a Sheep, basically. Sheep's our best hope. Maybe a Flux into a Pulse Bomb. I mean, you've got both your Ant Matrix and your Tree of Life ready to go defensively for Green Fortnite, so it's going to be a very difficult position for them to get in. But you put out both early.
A lot of damage, but the collat comes in. I mean, Wisps is just undeniable, unstoppable. Not a whisper, but a scream. Sheep, calm down. It's all good. Well, maybe not blast off.
It's a late ace, but it's still an ace.
Oh. Shut down. Okay. Opening. Yeah, get him. Get him. What are you doing all the way up here, Sawhill? Meteor Strike to get out, but actually, gonna be a little bit low. Nice accretion, too. Here comes the Gravitic Flux. Can that catch the back line? Oh, I think it whipped. Oh, unlucky. And now with only a minute left, and Bun just doing Bun things, it's looking tough for Blastoff.
Especially with Wisp back out here on the Widowmaker. Already making people go away quickly.
Wow.
That's another hate crime, according to Sheep. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. I love it. I love it. I love the personality these players display.
This is why I love calling all heroes. This because they don't care.
Honestly, Sheep, I feel that's so hard. Just, yeah, okay. Yeah, hit that shot. Why don't you? Sure.
Oh, man. Sound barrier from Blastoff here.
What is Wisp doing here? Wait, Halo? What is going on? All right. I think Wisp and Halo tried to go for like a cheeky over-the-top behind the enemy team Widow play, and actually might have just given the first point up because of it.
Oh, I definitely think they gave the first point away.
Sawhill's not going for it.
Yeah, no. I mean, yes, Sheep again.
I thought they were going to go for it for a second there. Sheep is gone, you're right. But it's traded back a little bit. Sawhill on a bit of a tear now. Ooh, that's going to be a nasty punch. Good tank there by Monarch. Can you survive it? Can you weather the storm? Sawhill going in with that amount of health is crazy, but it works. Oh, my word. And Bun outside, too. I mean, this is unbelievable. Bun just trying to solo them out of their spawn with the duplicate. Come on.
That's just mean. That's just mean, and I love it. I love it. Sniper with a window available to them here. Jacoby can answer back with their rush. But I mean, where do you go with it? I mean, other than buying yourself a little bit of space, before he's getting absolutely murdered. Yeah, you actually pulled yourself into that position, but we'll see.
You got no one to blame but yourself kind of moment. Bun and Wisps, what is going on up here? Okay, yeah, finally Wisps shut down. There we go.
They've ended the reign of terror.
For now.
My Chungus Echo.
Oh my.
Oh, I think they're having fun.
They are having a lot of fun, and I love it. I want nothing more than that. Bun going over to the Mei. Boo! Boo! May's not fun. Boo! I guess May's fun if you're playing Mei, but it's not fun for everybody else.
Please let me
Sniper,
see.
where are we going?
What?
Sniper trying to take the duel but gets trolled. Bun walling off. Bun walling off her own. Support who's trying to greed for the DPS duel. Oh my. Yeah, they're having a lot of fun now. High Noon does come out from Powlett. Doesn't quite shut down Sawhill though. Tree of Life. Giving them a lot of room to work with. But Sniper actually still falling. And Blastoff, you know, it's honest work. What they're trying to put in here. Wisp, where are we? Oh, buddy, old pal. Where are we?
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
This is great.
This is beautiful. I mean, all analysis has basically been thrown out the window here.
Hot take, this is how every match of Overwatch should look.
Yes.
I'm glad LaFon's not here because he would be mad at me for that one. But, you know, it's just you and me, Billy, and we get to have fun.
We get to have fun. That's what it's all about. And I mean, I hope they're having fun too. With
It looks like it.
Put the lights out.
Oh, Sahil really just not letting Sheep have any fun. I mean, look, that first comment, I'm starting to think maybe a little bit. All right. Yep, there goes Monarch 2. Green Fortnite finally in a position where they're probably going to be able to hold. Are they really going to try and spawn camp here? Oh my, Sheep. Oh no, walled out of spawn. Bun bullying the DPS of Blastoff. That's cruel.
He's got a blizzard too. So yeah, have fun getting out of spawn there, friends. There's no I in it, there's no D, there's just only friends.
Oh my. Oh
no.
Spawn is so accurate. Ice pick lobotomies for free. Sheep does take down Wisp, so finally getting the better of that, but Halo getting the revenge there. And then the revenge from Nostalgia. Love it, love it. Can this cart actually get pushing though? I mean, Sahil is only now really thinking about it. Nostalgia, I think, is having his own little fight. Okay, wait, I thought for a second Sheep was gonna die to the dot, but the support comes in time. Woo.
I mean, it was touch or go there for a second. I was feeling the stress of the moment. I was feeling the importance of the moment. Bun giving up their life basically for nothing. Though to solo ult. Keep on the Widow.
Look, not for nothing, for dominance, for clout. You know, gotta do it for the Twitter clip. Oh no, Sheep. Oh no. Oh. Yeah. That's a Widow moment if I've ever seen one. Just getting run up by a Lucio. A beat gets dropped a little bit early. Sniper does fall, and a Kitsune rush here gives Blastoff some chances. They've gotten pretty far in this map, all things considered. Can they keep this moving all the way through the end? Bun falls. Things looking good. Man, Halo, you are just moving around at the speed of light. I can hardly keep track with my eyeballs here.
With getting the sheep there. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Sheep, I mean, yeah, okay, Sheep's my new favorite. Sheep's my new favorite player. All right, sights up, Sheep, what can you get done? Nothing. Unlucky. That's a caster curse if I've ever seen one, Billy. That one's on me. That's on me, not Sheep.
Okay. I mean, I'll give you that. Wiz is just hiding up there, just taking these hot shots left and right. This is beautiful. This is beautiful to watch.
Sometimes you become one with the spaghetti. And I appreciate teams that lean into that.
I mean, this is like some Chinese Overwatch. Like, this is some serious mystery heroes coming out here that we used to have fun, the honor of casting. When, you know, one team is just absolutely booming the other. They both lean into the crazy, and I mean, both these teams did that, and they did it with humor. And Sheep is giving us sound bites for days, and I'm so here for it. The sass.
Honestly, any player that is gonna go into match chat and call their opponent a twink has my love forever. That's just facts. It's just how it works, folks.
I can't. The fact that that's on our broadcast, I'm here for it. Absolutely. More of that, Sheep. Give us more.
Does that mean we're rooting for Sheep to keep getting bodied because it's the funniest? Like she's the funniest when she's just getting absolutely swarmed by Green Fortnite. I don't know. Well, more on that later as we have to roll out onto Green Fortnite's attack here. Oh boy, are they swapping nothing up? Are they still sticking with the Doom Fist and such?
Wait, we do have a switch. Sniper is on the Iyari now. We're going 4 DPS here.
Oh man.
Kasahil is playing it like a DPS.
Yep, that looks like a DPS to me. Oh, Monarch actually fighting off a little bit more than they can chew there, and oh my word, Bun's doing it again. No, leave Sheep alone. Leave Sheep alone. All right, no, they're coming back, and oh, actually, it looks longer than I thought. Hey, hang on. Getting some support. Sheep, good for one. Hold on. I believe in the dream. We have given over a tick. All right. I mean, Sahil's back too. This is just everybody hold W and run at each other moment. I'm loving it. Let's keep it going.
Oh, bye-bye, Chief.
Honestly, it lasted way longer than I anticipated based on the first 4 seconds of that fight.
Facts. Absolute facts. I mean, they actually repelled the first attacks. I mean, you know, just a minute, oh no, here it comes.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cooked now. I think, you know, you might serve this dish at a restaurant, Billy. I think it's been well flambéed. 0.1 at least.
It's well done. That is well done. I mean, that is cooked. That is shoe leather. How cooked that is. And my word. Okay, Pellet. Yeah.
Bun, you get back on the objective right this instant. Bun?
Holy.
Okay, there we go. I like how it wasn't holy macaroni. It was holy macaronia. Like holy macaronia. You know? Oh, poor Monarch. Yeah, is that the country that Monarch is the monarch of?
Yes.
Macaronia? I like that. that was not nice. That's true. Facts. Sheep trying to get something done, or maybe that's something. Maybe what Sheep's trying to do is just get back at Wisp for all the bullying. I mean, Jacoby pulling out the bunny, or not the bunny blaster, but the Glock there. What is this ult for? Who it ulted in your own? Oh wait, no, there is a player there. Nostalgia and Halo are actually just chilling. They're just big vibing right now.
No.
I love this.
Homophobic blades? What?
I think we've lost the plot. Oh, get rid of Nostalgia. Nostalgia was just vibing. Wisps. Why would you do that?
That is a literal hate crime. That is a literal hate crime. Oh, I'm calling it here. Wisp, you'll be hearing from our lawyers here very shortly.
$2,000 fine.
Sniper the duel even with an annihilation.
Oh my. Alright, alright.
Nice grenade though. It was a good grenade.
Are we even gonna get a touch for point 2 here? I mean, Monarch's back on the Doomfist now, so we got a Doomfist mirror. Monarch does touch. Gets on there, but I don't think it's gonna last very long. Yeah. Oh my word. I'm starting to lose my breath here with how silly things are getting. I love it.
Venture sighting.
I can dig that.
I'll tell you what, we've seen it in collegiate. We've seen it in some of the console leagues as well. Venture has some pretty nasty wombo combos. One-man army over in OWCS EU. While they're trying to qualify for Face It.
They are just chilling. Wait, that was the beat. Halo just used the ult on top and tried to see how long he could she could juggle the ult on top of the train car. Okay, sure. That's one way to do it. Oh, no bully. No bully. Leave Sheep alone. Yeah! Yeah, get her!
She's like, this is I'm here for it. I'm loving it.
There we go.
Come on, Sheep. Get him. Yeah!
All right, all right. She's getting back into it. Still plenty of time here for Green Fortnite. Potentially finish this series. It is first to 2 here. I'm surprised things devolved so quickly on just our second map. I love it though. Here comes Halo. I mean, just it's speeding ferociously into the back line. Jake could be going for it too. This is silly at this point. Oh, get him! Yeah!
And the res.
And the res mid. Yeah, you got it on lock. Good stuff, Jacoby.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Buns gonna go burrow their way into the back line and see what they can find. There's a whole different side fight happening in the interior of the train station that they're just with Raw. I know, Jacoby. I know, Jacoby. I get it. I get it. I feel it. We're here with you. We're gonna be okay. Pellet, locking the legs in. Sheep is just being absolutely cold. This is really brutal.
It's brutal. It's brutal. You gotta wonder what like she did in the past life to deserve this. You know? Whoa. All right. Sniper just really not caring at all what Monarch is going for here. And now Monarch's just like, all right, yeah, take it. Take the point. We're good. I'm just gonna hide over here. Don't worry about little old me. And Green Fortnite finally crossed the finish line. That was one of the Overwatches of all time. I loved it.
22 deaths. Report my widow.
Oh no.
My widow called me a slur.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Pellet. Oh, no.
I mean, Green Fortnite are just... Hey, look, this map was silly, but let's not forget the first map and what Wisps has been doing all day long. I mean, the Green Fortnite just look incredibly difficult to contend with right now, so hats off to him. Definitely a well-deserved win, even with the shenaniganery we saw displayed on Midtown. It was a fun series.
I mean, I'm here for it. The silliness ensued. They leaned into it. We leaned into it. I hope you guys all enjoyed this first match out the gate here from me and Paul. But we got one more coming up after this, so we're going to go to a quick little break. We'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes. Don't go far. We'll be with you soon.
Our first upper bracket semifinal was nothing short of maybe the most entertaining match of Overwatch I've seen in the past year. So I have extremely high hopes for our second one. And this one should be pretty competitive, very fun. Maybe a shift of pace away from what we just saw in Midtown Billy, because we got Chengdu Drainers versus Fabled GG.
Fabled almost broke my heart last time getting into the qualification for the Calling All Heroes Championships. Remember, they were sitting there. They lost the map. It was in 5 maps. It was Colosseo that they lost by like, it was in overtime. And they were like 0.2 of a meter away from winning. And K-Wing and I made the call there, and I cried on the screen because I was so invested in the series.
Oh, man.
That's what these players do to me. And so now, you know, they're back again. Avery at the helm with Fabled, going up against Aramori's team in Chengdu Drainers. And I'm really looking forward to this. We've got some funny names that are going to be tongue twisting us all day, in Avery and Ivory from Fable. But we're going to take a look at Chengdu first. Senna, Par, Kindred is just a hell of a tank to this Calling All Heroes initiative. We have seen the rise of some seriously good tank play coming out here. And I mean, no shortage here in this matchup either. Poor you, and as I mentioned before, Aramori. Here finishing up the lineup here for Chengdu, and I tell you what, Senna has been on a tear here lately. I caught an earlier little clip done from them. Absolutely on fire right now. They're feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me at the top of the day who I thought would definitely make it tomorrow, Chengdu Drainers, definitely on that lineup. If you ask me who I thought might win, Chengdu Drainers, I think, you know, maybe that might be my pull, honestly, for who I think is favored in this tournament. I mean, Kindred, Aramori, just insane in their own right. And like you said, Senna definitely been on the come up. But let's swap things over. Fabled GG, certainly no slouches of their own. Of course, you talked about that near miss on their qualification for Calling All Heroes, but they are phenomenal in their own right. Avery Kindred is actually going to be a pretty solid tank head-to-head. I'm excited for that one.
Me too. And some new faces here, though, for Fable GG. There's a lot of new faces here. Kuna was there as the substitute last year or last season, but Ivory is new to me. Fiery, Kiki. I don't remember seeing them either, so let's see what the synergy's like with all these new faces. Well, I know that they've been scrimming a lot.
You know, it's interesting. You talk about synergy, and I think if I'm remembering correctly, I was actually looking at this team earlier. I think Ivory and Avery, funny enough, actually, was it them who went to the same? Yes, they're on the same university squad, I believe, on Bellevue. Bellevue, yeah. So, I mean, there's at least some pre-existing synergy there, right? So, I don't think that this team is going to have too much in terms of growing pains. It's really just a question of, can they immediately step up to the plate when Chengdu Drainers are such a scary roster?
Okay, yeah, that's where I know Ivory from. They used to go by Death, and they were on Microwave, also with Last Dinosaur in the CGL. But these Kuna and Loved, they are coming, or Kiki, coming from Inarizaki. So Inarizaki was kind of like one of those mid-tier teams in the Calling All Heroes when they were them do. We'll sit. Yeah, it looks like a player has disconnected from the lobby. So back to our mugs here.
Hey, I'd rather have it happen now than in 2 minutes time, right? Yeah. I'd rather it happen as we're about to load into Nepal. We do start on Nepal, folks. This is the same round of the tournament as before. So here at the Kunoichi Kommotion, first map, all predetermined based on what round of the tournament we are in. And then it goes to a loser's pick cycle, right? So we're going to start off on Nepal again. I'm expecting a lot more of that Orisa composition that we were seeing before, Billy. And when it comes to Orisa, Yeah, Kindred is definitely comes to mind.
I mean, Avery really did work. Did a lot of work with the Ramatra, with Sigma. I think more off tank focus. Even though I remember Avery back in the day, during trials and stuff like that, playing a lot of the Reinhardt, playing a lot of the main tank. So we'll see. We'll see how Avery does. I haven't had a chance to see them on the Orisa. Kindred, I know, has a really good one, and I know that Senna has been locked in on the hit scans.
Yeah, and again, we see that difference here on Shrine, that Cassidy on one side, Sojourn on the other. But Chengdu Drainer's not afraid to get up in Fable GG's face. That's the ideal place for Senna to find some value. Avery trying to step on the objective. The team not quite quick to regroup with them, but eventually does get in there. And with Par falling, a brief player advantage is Kuna. Can you make up the difference here? Nice peel by Poryu. Getting Kuna away from the Cassidy, but Kindred falls all the same. Nearly a cap for Chengdu Drainers, but not quite enough in this first fight.
I mean, what great rotations there, especially with Kuna on the Tracer. Almost has a pulse bomb already. I mean, saving recall to the very last second, even millisecond, if you will. So, I mean, this is all about divide and conquer, especially with such a claustrophobic Shrine point. You have to find creative ways to path around and you know, bring that surprise gotcha factor, and that's what Kuna was doing.
Nice first pick there from Senna. Is answered back though, so both teams working with a little less mobility. And Senna, okay, I know I said the Cassidy needs to get up in the enemy team's face, not the tank. Ideally not the Orisa. That's a tough spot for Senna to be in. And Chengdu Drainer's struggling to make a dent here. Oh, Pulse Bomb. Does it actually get the finish? Yes, so and Kindred is going to be staggered a bit when we come back from this pause. Wonder if we had another DC. Uh-oh, is somebody's internet cutting in and out? That wouldn't be ideal. Ooh.
I'm not sure. But I tell you what, they're still doing the same thing. They're still giving different avenues of attack, especially as Chengdu are trying to approach the point. This is what good though, because Chengdu is not trying to just push it up main. They're trying to find different avenues of getting onto the point. The problem is that Kuna is their spy, and they're calling out the rotations, and then they're just pincering in on top of poor Kindred. And Kindred has not been able to play the game very much. So, I mean, especially when you lost both your Lucios, the trade out of Lucios, there wasn't any speed for anybody. And so that was pretty much easy picking for Kuna. Par, I think, needs to be a little bit more annoying, or go over to the Genji. That could be something to kind of whittle away at this damage as well.
I do think the Genji is a little bit trickier to play here on Shrine, just because, like, kind of like what we were talking about in last series, you have such like long, wide open angles, and especially going against a Sojourn on the other side with Ivory picking that one up, I think it gets a little bit difficult. Obviously, you have the deflect, so that takes some of it off, but still, I don't know if it's necessarily as reliable as the Tracer. But of course, does have those really high impact moments, like you said before, if you get the dash resets. Maybe you could swap over to a Genji right now, but I think it's a little bit too early to tell. We are getting word. We're going to head back in here, folks. So hopefully that's the only pause we're going to have. And let's see how Chengdu can come back from this deficit. Or if they can.
I mean, right, if they can. I think that you're at the point right now where it's like, do we commit heavy when we go in here? I mean, you're facing an overclock. And a rush, so I mean that could be a nice little wombo combo. Help Kuna get even more deadly here on the flank. And I mean the high ground approach here, they're gonna be able to catch it, and the Kutsuna rush should come out after they drop to the low ground.
Oh man, Senna didn't have a clue. That was a layup if I've ever seen one. Ivory with a body shot and Kuna waiting in the wings. Like you said, a spy. This time more of an assassin. A Kitsune was invested. Same with the Terrasur and Drainers trying to pull themselves out of this, but it is far too little, far too late, and I think that's even an Ajax by Poryu. Oh, Chengdu Drainers, nothing out of the ults.
I mean, and I tell you what, Fiery right now is playing absolutely brilliant on the Lucio. The speed engages have been absolutely killer. Once they get that first kill, it is blood in the water, and they are sharks looking for a meal.
I mean, their first meal might just be this objective. Pretty much cooked, especially with Par down. I mean, Senna's just going to have to be a nut and hardly even knows where the enemy DPS are hiding. A Casino Rush on the point too. I mean, finally sending in the kill feed, getting in the kill feed. There we go. That's what we've been needing to see. But already used the roll, can't get away. Tries to reset, but is still gonna go down. Not able to get much out of that. And with Senna falling, it feels like a matter of time. As long as Ivory's able to stay alive. A little bit dicey, but good cover from Ivory. And it feels like done and dusted. I mean, we're at 100% pretty much. 99-0 will become 100-0 as soon as Kindred is evicted, and there it goes.
All right. I mean, interesting last fight. You're seeing everybody trying to swap and figure out something different because what was happening there was not working. I mean, they were trying different pathways onto the point. They were trying to go high to low. Everything that they could do to confound Fable, and Fable's just like, come at me, bruh. Come at me. I got you. And I don't see any reason for them to really get away from this. We'll see Kuno go back over to Tracer after the teleport through, but I mean, Kindred got beat up a lot. They really did section off. Par was not able to provide that kind of frontline assistance that I think that Avery was getting from Kuna. I think that's another reason why they win so easily, is that they had that frontline pressure. Ivory was taking more of the sight lines rather than trying to be up the face, and really did play that well.
The Chengdu Trainer is trying to swap things up a little bit now. I like this. The Kindred going over to the Ramatra gives you the tempo, right? I mean, if you want to step back and let Senna farm, you can. If you want to charge forward and try to finish off somebody that Senna has gotten onto already, you're able to do that as well. Can I have another pause here? It seems like there might be some technical difficulties on the Chengdu Drainer's side. That's probably not helping with their position in this match, but at least they're off to an okay start here on Village.
It's better. It's better. I think the Ramatra gives you a lot more staying power, a significant amount of extra sustain in these fights, especially, with the little flimsy shield that he's got. That, I mean, it's flimsy, but it still does its job, and it allows your supports to get that time to get the healing resources in there. You got the Nemesis as well. Then you can lay hands on people with the fist. So I think there's a lot here. Also, the Ravenous Vortex is going to be very important, and it has to be measured when they throw it out there. Catching them down in that little small ante-room with the Ravenous Vortex, and you saw Senna immediately clean up on the back of that with a headshot because you can't get away. It slows your movement down. That's exactly what you need against a mobile team, as this Ravenous Vortex. We'll see how well they're able to portion this out and use it to their best effect.
Yeah, I think Ramatra also gives Kindred a little bit more individual agency, right? Rather than trying to hit like the crowd control and like, oh, I have to try and control the enemy DPS. I have to try and hit the javelin spins to keep the enemy tracer out. I have to try and hit the javelin throw to displace somebody and tee up my DPS. Ramatra can just do it themselves, right? Like, all right, I see somebody low. Let me just get in there real quick, especially on Village. I mean, it's such a tight-knit point, right, compared to some place like Shrine, where you're not really able to guarantee that you're ever actually going to have someone up in your face to fight other than the enemy tank. So I think this is a perfectly reasonable swap for Chengdu Drainers. And the question for me is, Fable, what is going to be their answer to this, right? I mean, are they just going to try and stay at range, let Ivory get some of those like railgun shots? Because eventually you're going to have to dip your toes on the objective.
I mean, this is where I think that you can come in with Sombra. I think that you can come in with Echo here as well, especially with how confined the point is. As long as you can get the jump on them. And I think that bringing the Echo pulls the eye level up from just on the ground. And so you've got two threats that you're worrying about now. And sure. So that's why I like Echo here on Village. Plus you got the burst, you got the finishing beam. I know it's called focusing beam, but I call it a finishing beam because usually you finish people off with that.
That is true.
So I mean, there's lots of ways that they can get around here. You can even go with the pharmacy combo here. Senna has started to find the range with the Peacekeeper though, so that would give me a little room for pause.
Kuno once again harassing the backline here. I've loved Kuno's spacing and timing thus far. I mean, that was the entirety of Drainers turning around to look at the Tracer. And meanwhile, Par gets their head lopped off. And for you too, Ivory. I mean, just so many openings created. I love the coordination and consistency between the frontline players of Fable right now. Ivory, Kuna, and Avery all doing a phenomenal job.
I'm also very proud of you how you got through that without getting tongue-tied, because I would not have been able to master that little.
I specifically put Kuna between Ivory and Avery so it wouldn't happen.
Right. I mean, and loved. I loved is out. Or this is Kiki here playing on Kiriko. Already 70% to their rush. So Metro's gonna be a problem for Avery though.
Yeah, I mean, Avery can't stay on the objective very long. Can't really turn up to clear those turrets either, and with Avery so low, Chengdu Drainer is able to push out away from the objective. This is the gambit that Chengdu Drainers are playing for, right? They're giving up a lot of the positional high ground, a lot of that favorable territory, so that they can just force fights, and Kindred can just knock them down one by one.
What a smart fight for them, A, to take the point back over, and then B, the cleanup on aisle 6 outside of it. That was fantastic from them. They're going to have annihilation in this fight, and you still don't have sound barriers, so it's going to have to be a speed disengage just to get away from tendrils.
This ends now.
Chengdu Drainer is so hard to assail. I mean, even with the overclock, Chengdu just back it up and hide behind the photon barrier, but you're not hiding, right? Aramori. Still Ivory able to find one despite the giant shield. And Fable, I mean, they have time to wait that out. Now the shield drops and Ivory's gonna be no less scary. Ooh, okay, he couldn't quite find Senna. Now Kindred tearing through the supports. A swift step takes Loved away for a moment, but Ivory still going to the grave, and as the rest of Fable will as well. This is looking much better from Chengdu.
Looks like we're going to Sanctum because Kindred held on to the annihilation, and now Senna has the Deadeye as well. Fire is going to have a very last-second sound barrier to gain here. Avery, do you get it up? No, I mean,
it doesn't matter. You don't have the health, yeah. It had to pop every single defensive cooldown to even get to the objective. Now a beat is out technically, but yeah, Deadeye on the point. Kuna able to shut that down. The pulse bomb does get one as well, but with Kuna dead, there's no one to keep it moving. And once again, we have 3 rounds of control.
I mean, why not? Why not? This is entertaining, and now the mental chess match is going to swing over to Fable's side of the court.
I do have to wonder, though, if this final point is going to favor Fable, right? I mean, they're the ones who like to play, like, the long range, like, a little bit of the slower comps, right? If Avery goes back over to the Orisa, which, yeah, there it is, I think Chengdu Drainers are going to have a tough time, actually, finding success with this composition. It's much harder to force fights on the objective because it's not as congested as Villages.
Correct, and I think that Par playing strictly the Symmetra there did a lot on Avery's ability to work the angles as efficiently as they wanted to. And there's also the ability to go high to low just with the teleporter. We saw them use that numerous times, so Par's going to stick with it again.
They are not slowing down either. Chengdu just walked straight over the side and just ran into Fable. Fable did not want to go anywhere near them, but they've given him so much space to try and avoid this close quarters fight. They're running out of places to run to, trying to rotate now back around to the objective, but now we're getting into a couple of those smaller rooms, and Chengdu, they can just wait this out, go for a TP right on top of their heads. Nemesis form is available. Oh, and you find Fiery. That's the perfect pick. Aramori does fall down, though, so Chengdu, they gotta win this fight quickly, or they'll lose out in the long run, and there goes Kindred. And now you don't have the literal punching power.
I mean, the fight extends for what? A good 45 seconds after the point unlocks? I mean, that is how neck and neck these two teams are. Ivory has a, good God, already has overclock ready to go. Jeez Louise.
I mean, I wonder if you've even tracked that as Chengdu Trainers, right? Like, after first fight, do you believe that Ivory has the overclock ready? I'm not certain. Here comes the the TP right back into the backline, and Ivory is pumping damage into Kindred. But Kindred, well, made to soak it and pour you with a perfect push. Ivory down into the pit. Pour you. Oh, actually gets stopped. The beat not able to be dropped. Pulse and Par pulsed out of existence, and Fable somehow swing it back.
No shot. Absolutely zero shot that this is happening.
That's
insane.
That's
it. That's the fight. I mean, and it was expensive. I mean, that was both your support ultimates and the overclock from Chengdu. And now you're going to have a sound barrier diff. You've got the Terra Surge ready to go. Kuda is masterful on the Tracer. What more can you say?
It feels so difficult. Every time Chengdu Drainers TP onto the enemy, there's just so much ability for Fable's composition to dig their heels in, and now a Terra Surge up too. Chengdu just gonna try and get a cheeky cap here. Kuna dancing around the objective, delaying it a bit, but the Photon Barrier does guarantee at least some percentage for Chengdu Drainers. But now the question is how do they take the fight here? And oh wait, actually a little bit too far. Kindred pushed all the way back, but Par does fall down. And I mean, Ivory is just bowling through him at this point. And only a measly 14% for Chengdu Drainers. Fable basically have this on lock.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't have to spend anything. I mean, that spin and spear coming out of Avery and the boot following behind with Fiery sent Kindred so far out there that he actually survives across the pit of hell.
Wow.
And Kuna's just having fun. Kuna's going to have another cold one for this last fight.
I mean, you don't even need it. Not even going to get to the objective. Just a bit of fireworks after the bell rings. Fable. Good for the first map. Excellently done. I mean, clearly got tripped up by the Ramatra composition on the point where it was strongest, but other than that, Fable were hardly sweating.
This ends
Nah,
now.
I mean, Kuna is a star born here. Ivory is also disgusting.
These
I love
DPS are nasty.
But it's all built upon the back of Fiery and Avery being able to claim space. And being able to disengage, and then even speed engage when they get that first pick. Like I said, blood in the water. They are absolutely going full savage mode, and I'm here for it all day long.
I mean, Fable have demonstrated thus far that they're really good at picking their moments, right? Like I think back to like the very first round of Nepal, where Kuna and Ivory would just wait until they were perfectly in sync, and they had an opportunity. Either Kuna was finding like a lot of damage that which got finished off by a body shot, or vice versa, right? Kuna in tons of cheeky positions behind the enemy team, constantly on the proper target. And when you didn't see Kuna was just chilling, right? I mean, just waiting for those opportunities to present themselves. It's so difficult because it's not like they're always in a position where they're like constantly fighting and just driving you down into the dirt. They're just waiting until they can lop your head off, and it's hard to find opportunities to counteract that.
I was really impressed with Sanctum because they had the TP strats going. Par was actually putting out some really damn good TPs, and all of a sudden you just see Fable go TP, turn, swarm, dead, gone. And I mean, that is some serious communication. I don't know who's IGLing for them right now, but holy cow, the calls have got to be insane. Somebody please let me know who's calling the shots there in the Fable camp, because that was impressive to say the least.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, now we go on to map number 2, and you gotta wonder, I mean, hybrid maps. Is there a map that would favor the Ramatra, like the closed quarter compositions a little bit more? I struggle to see a map where the Orisa and the Sojourn won't work, right? Like Midtown may be a little bit more tricky for Kuna to get the same sort of nasty damage done on the Tracer, but this being Chengdu Drainer's pick, I don't think this is a clear-cut advantage for them to try and push the series to 3.
Right. I think that space taking is going to be a problem as well. So for Chengdu, I mean, I would like to see them. I don't know. I always say that Sigma is a great choice here, just because you have the ability to soak up so much damage with the grasp and with the shield, and then you've got the good CC with the accretion. But running into an Orisa, which you have to expect is going to be coming out. Sometimes the Sigma does struggle. Sometimes, the cooldown kit is just a little bit inferior to what Orisa brings right now, especially with Fortify. That's the biggest part of her kit. The spin is good, the spear is good, but the gold is the best.
Yeah, the ability to click one button, and as long as your support has at least half of their brain working, you're never going to die.
Yep.
So Kindred rolling out on the Orisa, not a terrible surprise whatsoever.
Field management's going to be so important for Avery here as well. They're going to have to rotate the grasp and then, you know, flashing the shield, and then it's got the 2-second cooldown on it. So
Ooh.
it's going to be up to Kuna. It's going to be up to Kuna to get a lot of work done.
And you can see a bit of a tactical adjustment here. Par has gone to just try and fight Kuna in the head-to-head. You saw Senna was about to get dove on, but Par was ready, just marking Kuna, not giving them the same opportunities. And there goes Kuna first and foremost in this fight. Kindred stepped up to the plate in the objective and is just juggling Avery into a corner. This Sigma not allowed to do much of anything. And that's a quick cap for Chengdu Drainer.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all on the back of, once again, it's the kid of Orisa. And the fact that they take down Kuna, the biggest thorn in Chengdu's side. Now that that's out, we've got Love swapping over to the Zenyatta, so you want to burst somebody down with the Discord Orb, Transcendence to save for the Terra Surge. But I mean, Kindred is going to beat you in that race.
Little pick there from Par, and up on the high ground is pretty safe for the moment. Traces have been traded though, so still an even 4v4. Not so even as the Kitsune Rush comes out. There goes Ivory and Fable are on the retreat. Are they going to be able to hold on to any of this high ground? I don't think so. And that presents a huge problem for both Love and Fiery, who are now going to become vulnerable targets in the next fight. It's so much easier now for Par, for Senna, for Kindred to get onto the backline now that the high ground's not an issue.
Yeah, and I mean, Avery's going to have to go back to the Orisa, otherwise this is going to be a speed run through the streets of New York. I mean, 3-pack of ultimates here ready to go for Chengdu. Love has actually built up towards this Transcendence pretty quickly, so there's some stalling power there. But Kuna has been completely shut out.
Love this position too from Kindred. Just juggling inside the bus stop. I mean, that's such an awkward angle. Oh, and the Tracer disrespects. Par says, Kuna, you were flashing map 1, but it was only because I wasn't really giving it to you. Avery does manage to find Senna despite the beat drinks being dropped from Poryu, so Fable trying to hold on to this, but only a meter to give. Has a little bit of space. Falling left and right, but it seems like Fable going to be able to hold for the moment.
Hello there.
Love with 2 quick successive headshots taking down Par and Aramori. They have really stepped up here. Have Chengdu here in the streets of New York. They claim some space. Now we're going to see. I mean, they have an empty war chest. Closest right now, Aramori with the rush. That should buy them a lot of space here on the flank.
Love has been deadly on the Zenyatta so far, too. But the problem is Fable jumped 5 ultimates that last fight. They don't have anything coming into this. Kitsune Rush on deck, and now it's on the field. Ivory barely able to slide underneath the javelin, but now Avery's not having too much fun. Immortality Field keeps them alive, but just for a moment. Oh my word, Aramori down. This could present long-term problems. But Love traded back, and a Terra Surge on the objective. Avery, how are you still alive? Finally falls. And the second point goes over to Chengdu.
And it's 4:24 on the clock as we start to enter the train station here. I mean, Fiery's doing everything they can to keep poor Avery alive. Avery back. No, they called for the Orisa, but they swapped back over to the Sigma, so they feel interior-wise they're going to get more value. The Hyperspheres, with the Ricochet, I mean, they can find, basically like the old Hanzo Storm Arrow. Stray Hypersphere might take a poor Par's head off. That's probably what they're banking on.
The pulse bomb right now does get spotted. Now Par and Kuna gonna dance a little bit. Par thinking about diving into the back line, but sees that rail shot, sees Avery waiting right next to him and just refocuses. Avery constantly being forced back. I mean, that shield just doesn't feel like enough in an extended fight, but Kuna and Ivory making up the difference. Kuna getting back and getting a pulse bomb onto Senna. I mean, that alleviates all the pressure Avery was feeling. Just barely in the nick of time.
Discord Orb is starting to really show up huge here for Fable as well. I mean, we're seeing that, the assists coming through. They're starting to burn Kindred down with some frightening rapidity here. So, sound barrier advantage for Chengdu coming into this fight. You're looking at a window, you're looking at Transcendence and an overclock. Lots for Fable here to kind of deny the space taking that Chengdu has been so very good at here in this Midtown map.
Ivory. What moment do they choose to pull out the overclock? already unleashed. Par falling. Kuno once again getting a better of that Tracer head-to-head. And I think Chengdu just want to get out. They're like, hey, we got the overclock out. We need to leave. But they're coming back rather quickly. That's faster than I expected, but they catch Fiery overstepping. The Transcendence used just to keep Avery alive as well. Fable over chasing a bit, and Chengdu with a great turn.
Expected the full retreat there, and it was just a soft reset. I mean, they knew they weren't going to be facing that overclock as they approached the corner here. So now, I mean, you're waiting for a window, and now the Gravitic Flux. Oh my word!
Ooh.
Barrier ready to go.
Terra Surge at the ready. Senna's already fallen. Kindred, are you going to try and make a play? You are. Avery pulled into it. You're ever so low, and you're not able to finish off the enemy tank. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be the fight for Chengdu. We're going to have to try and regroup, but they only use the Terra Surge there, so they still have almost 2 minutes and plenty of ults.
Yeah, I mean, the Kitsune Rush was actually really well timed there from Haramori, and it bought them the entirety of the second, straightaway as he make the corner. And I mean, Kindred got absolutely bestial there, going around the back of the train, and then, just shooting behind the shield of Avery. Now Kindred over to their own. Oh. Sigma
nice.
forcing it out. That's great.
And that pulse bomb from Par didn't get squat. For you pretty low too. I mean, Chengdu, they have to commit here. Here comes the overclock. Gravitic Flux actually getting nothing. Avery, I think, stunned out of it. And Senna putting a lot of pressure. Oh, the shield not gonna be enough. It was cracked, it was broken too quickly there. Kuna at least able to get rid of Aramori. That gives chances to Fable if they can keep the stall going on. Love falling though makes it more difficult. Now both supports are out of the picture. Just Kuna dancing around the objective, and it doesn't last long. At least Avery is able to get back. Ivory with an overclock, gonna try and be the hero, but too much pressure. 8 HP finds one, but needed so much more than that. The respawns are coming in though. Have they bought enough time? Fable able to get back out here. Kindred looking a little bit low, out of resources, out of time. 30 seconds remaining. A scrappy fight at the end of it. And Chengdu refusing to die here and now. They want to try and push it over the line, but I don't think they have enough steam.
I mean, these rapid swaps. Oh my God, those still 0.09 meters. Senna coming up huge.
So Kuna, oh my word, Love has to step up, and that's all of the defense matrix already used, but the Transcendence is up now. How are we still in this fight? How have Fable held on? 3 seconds remaining. A touch at least coming in from Poryu, but in what world could Chengdu ever get back to the objective in time? Not this one.
That is one of the holds of all time. Paul, that was incredible. The tippy taps coming from Fabled in the last few seconds. My word, the rotations were good. And Loved actually died once with Transcendence in hand because they knew that they had the rotations coming through. The Diva swap, I think, was the most pivotal because you get that 6th man, quote unquote, when you lose the mech and you go to the pilot form. Good God. The 9,000 IQ.
I think the Diva swap there just goes to show how much trust Avery has in the rest of their team, right? I mean, Love's been fragging on the Zenyatta. Kuna has been a monster. Ivory's been insane. Avery's, a lot of tanks, when it comes to overtime, they come back on the Wrecking Ball just to stall. They come back on the Doomfist to try and get picks. But Avery picks the Diva as like, hey, if I can defense matrix my friends, they've got this. I know they do. An excellent pick from Avery. I mean, that eating through the entire matrix just to get Love the last couple of % to the Transcendence, stuff of legends right there. And it gives Fable an excellent chance as they square up for their own attack.
Well, it's going to be Sigma versus Orisa once again, and we saw how that did not go well during their defense of point A. So for me, I mean, Kuna's showing us a little bit of extra versatility here as well with the Symmetra. I'm going to see if they're going to stick with it and try and burn down Kindred. We'll see if they actually stick with it. It looks like they are. Nope.
I think Avery is not going to get as dominated in terms of a spatial matchup when you're on the attack, right? Like when you're defending as Sigma against Orisa, you don't really have control over when the teams engage. But here, Avery can sort of just keep Ivory safe long enough to where Ivory can find a pick or Loved can wear away at Kindred with the Discord orb, right? So it's not going to be a very quick composition necessarily, unless Ivory and Loved and Kuna are doing insane things in the kill feed. But it's going to be more reliable than it was on the defense, I think.
Sure, and also being able to get some space there. And I think Kuna's once again going to be the key to that. You know, kind of rewinding our minds here, going back to Nepal, where Kuna was kind of the spy, seeing where people were set up, being able to get behind enemy lines and provide that annoyance factor. That's got to be the key here again. You're going to have to pull Kindred away from stairs there next to the subway car for them to get a lot of value, be able to rotate around the bus, or behind the fire truck, and seeing, you know, what kind of a stand they can make. If they can take control of Firehouse, I think that's going to be where we're at. I think that's going to be the play here for Chengdu, is to get them, or for Fable, is to get around this corner and get this kill box completely demolished.
Fable right now struggling to get out of this initial choke point, though. Not really going for that rotation off toward the left side, just leaving that for Kuna, because Kuna's eventually going to take down Par. Now Kuna going to get the Harmony Orb too, regroup with the enemy, or regroup with the allied team, not the enemy team. Ivory does fall though, so it is 1-for-1. Fable's still feeling confident about their chances, and Kindred has gotten a little bit isolated. That Discord Orb hurts so much. Even the Fortify, oh my word, just only barely enough. And a nice Pulse Bomb too. Kuna getting it done again. I mean, gives their life for it, but that's worthwhile. You take out the enemy Kiriko, it's going to be difficult for Chengdu to try and recontest. And now impossible.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And I mean, Ivory, even though they go down early on the approach, they do get the opportunity to get back here, and you see the automatic and immediate response there, taking down Aramori. So they're going to go in here and go for it, and the orb is on you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's that Discord orb at work, right? Even the Fortify, it's tough if you have to run out onto the objective and contest like that. I mean, Par, you know, having some fun, but it's not going to stop this payload from getting moving.
No, but it does get them their Pulse Bomb. And I think, you know, trying to force the Transcendence out because of that, or force the Lamp out because of that, is value. It's built-in value already. So, I mean, they've got to work hard here, though. They got the Flux at their back.
Avery not going to overinvest right now, wants to wait for a better opportunity. You have to get rid of the Javelin spin, too. You have to look for that cooldown. Avery just juggled into a corner. Oh, my word. That was some textbook cyberbullying if I'd ever seen it. Oh, my, oh, my.
Yeah, Avery got a little bit ahead there. You know, and, you know, have paid for their sins. And, wow. Loved was like literal 1 health. Literal 1 health. But Kuna does go down in the interim, so this is another 10 seconds for them to have to be able to regroup. And, well, we're going for a spawn hold here, boys.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. Kitsune rush, but hey, I guess it works. I mean, one ult, you're going to, you know, burn another 15, 20 seconds of time. You're holding at the enemy spawn. Chengdu Drainers, you know, they didn't full cap this map, but they still got a long ways on it. So going for these aggressive holds, buying time, just trying to force Fable into as many jump fights as they can be worthwhile. I mean, Terror Surge traded for the Transcendence. You'll take that if you're Chengdu Drainers, especially since you got Kuna on top of it. And Loved is in trouble now, too. Immortality Field works for a moment. Loved is able to get out of the Firehouse and back to safety. Kuna and Fiery putting in the work. And finally, Fable will get out of their own spawn, but great time wasting by Chengdu.
I mean, it kind of feeds over some ult charge, though. I mean, Ivory builds up to the overclock there. Fiery is going to have another window coming into this next engagement, so you've got some weapons here, but for you. Also getting the work done with the heal and the speed engages, has their sound barrier ready to go. Moves. Love is getting absolutely bullied now.
Senna is struggling a little bit to find anything valuable with this overclock. At least Love being down. Fable, is this really the time you want to use an Ant Matrix? Just to try and live? Just to try and push off Chengdu who are pushing in? Especially without the damage from Loves, right? It feels like an odd investment there. Pulse Bomb does go wide. Par not able to stick that one on Kuna as an answer for last time around.
This end now.
Par actually does get clocked by the overclock too, and now Ivory's going for it. Pete does make it difficult, and Senna walks up, puts one in the body. Chengdu Drainers I mean, muscling through, but oh, that was a lot of time and presence gained there by Kuna. Not quite a back cap, but nice work on the payload considering the fight was lost.
And I mean, a minute 50. So I mean, by the time we get back to the point, we're going to be about 125-ish. And you're pushing into a Terra Surge and a Kitsune Rush. So there's lots for Chengdu for them to be able to kind of hold their ground here. I want to see what Kuna does with this pulse bomb. If you can catch out even, for you, let's see how they go.
Senna getting aggressive, and it works out beautifully. Love just swapping over onto the Kiriko, not able to get anything out of a Suzu or anything to survive. And Kuna, yeah, no back cap for you. Par shuts that down. We've only got just over a minute left.
And it only cost them the Kitsune Rush. So now, you've got Overclock coming up from Senna. You've still got this Terra Surge coming in ready for Kindred. And I think that, once again, need to see Kuna be very mindful. They probably called that left-hand flank from Kuna coming in.
Yeah, Par, you have to imagine he's heading over there to control the enemy Tracer. Oh, nice shot. Ivory not finished off, though, is going to be able to regroup. Kuna really just trying to beat Par and inch this over, and actually doing a good job of it. Hold on, that payload's still moving. Okay, finally some more reinforcements show up. Kindred, I mean, just a nightmare right now for Fable with 30 seconds left. Map 3 on the horizon.
I'm here for it. I mean, this has been back and forth, and really they have not been able to break this chokehold of the high ground that Chengdu have claimed. They've tried going on Shiki flanks. They've tried Shiki back caps. They've tried everything they can. And then some other stuff, and they just haven't gotten it online, and Par has gotten another pulse bomb online.
Oh, you gotta hit the Suzu, you gotta get it! Okay, Suzu cleans off the pulse bomb. Kitsune Rush now to try and pull him in. Oh, Terra Surge, everybody's unleashing it all! Beat dropped last though by Fable, and that's gonna give them quite a wind in their sails. Pushing forward, Senna down. Kindred not looking rather healthy either. Good focus. Senna falling hard on, and oh, it's pushed over just barely. I mean, Chengdu, I think that fight was lost anyways, but they're not able to stay on the objective either way, and Fable have another lease on life.
Yep, they get an extra 90 seconds, and there's some late staggers coming in here as well, and you're going to look at Pulse Bomb, Terra Surge ready to go. I mean, Armori has their Kitsune Rush up again. Reminder, they put it into the last fight, so they are generating these quicker than you know what. And I'm ready for how they're going to deploy it. Do they take an early fight here before Fable can get this first corner under the control?
Kitsune Rush is going to be difficult to contend with. Avery wants to try and just get out of it. Kindred looking to get behind Avery, control the enemy tank into it, but the Fortify lets Avery evacuate. The Kitsune Rush only buys time, no picks coming out of that. And now Fable have all the cards they need to push back in here. I mean, you have to imagine Par, Senna, one of them has to do something if Chengdu want to try and push this to a map 3, but Senna's already down. Fable inching forward now, a javelin spin right up in Kindred's face. And Kindred's just got to use their own 2 retreat. She's out of there. She's trying to survive. Kitsune Rush laid on the floor too. I mean, it's full throttle backwards, but Chengdu's still hemorrhaging their members. Both supports down, and Fable only inches from the finish line.
There's no way. There's no way that they win this cleanly.
Somebody has to get here.
And the Terra Surge is going to lock everybody up.
Par gets to the objective, but how well is that going to work? There's the pull in. Waryu's already gone. Kindred trying to answer back, but it's too little and too late. Aramori gone. And finally, Fable get there. That hold they had on their defense was not in vain.
Here. Loved, you are cracked.
You're in love with them. But
That's it.
I ruined it. That's my bad. I mean, Loved was just nightmarish on that Zenyatta. That's not a lot of teams pull out the Zen these days because he's just so fragile compared to all the other supports. But if you're able to, pull off those Jonak level of like absolute damage monster, if you're as much of a threat as your DPS are, bring out the Zen. I love to see it. The Discord Orb was quite the hindrance for Chengdu as well. Nice little bonus for Fable's composition. I loved seeing them run that. And, I mean, even swap back over to the Kiriko when it ended up not working out later on in the series and getting that 2-0 and keeping themselves in the upper bracket.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to feel good. It's got to feel good. And I mean, it was on the knife's edge. I mean, we could be in map 3 right now. I mean, we went the full distance in control. We just about went the full distance here in Midtown. I mean, a pick here or there, pixels make differences here. And I think that just this map here or this match here just went in Fable's direction. So, man, what a series. It was not, it says 2-0, but it didn't feel like it.
I mean, it was extremely back and forth. It was inches on both maps, really. The only time it was extremely one-sided was that very first round, where you could even make the argument, hey, you know, Chengdu, they were dealing with some tech issues, maybe, you know, this, that, or the other thing. But man, a phenomenal series. Let's go ahead and take a look at how our bracket has shaped up here on day number 2. It's been nothing short of insane. Green Fortnite versus Fable GG in the upper bracket is going to be nasty. And we still have teams like Blastoff that we saw before, Chengdu Drainers, of course, Team Yippee, and Scythera, and a couple others as well, all trying to fight through that lower bracket. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fantastic. We're going to have coverage of that coming up tomorrow, but that's going to pretty much do it for us here tonight. What a day. What a day, number 2 of Calling All Heroes. And we got 2 massive games that we just put in here to close out the day. And Paul, I mean, you and I'll be back tomorrow, but it's going to be Tiny Shiny coming back from LAN at the NA Star League Finals. Coming back up here to start the day off.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I mean, even before we come back with NA, there's EU in the morning as well, folks. So if you're not already, make sure you're following right here on Twitch and over on Twitter too. Kunoichi, plenty of more stuff coming up in the Kunoichi pipeline as well. So it's all going to be phenomenal and you're not going to want to miss anything. We'll see you back tomorrow for the conclusion of the Kunoichi Kommotion.